So once that's played, we will get started. I'd rather you didn't, if I'm being honest. We should be. Are you sure about that? That would be incredibly annoying if that's the case. Oh no. There's no reason for it to be like that. That's annoying. I'm not seeing anything wrong for it to be doing that. Is it picking up me too? It's picking up everybody.
I have long awaited the passing of eternity in the darkness. Time was my prison, and your ally.
Stop talking.
Your time has run out. Only death may take you now.
Stop talking,
It is
goddamn.
his word alone that binds me. You were damned the moment you awakened me, and now I will drink the soul of every mortal in this world. It was only a matter of time.
Welcome in, everybody. Hey there. Sorry, the fucking system's not working, so I had to be an asshole to my friends. I'm sorry, friends. The system's not doing what it's supposed to do in separating the audio, so it just plain isn't working. I hope you guys can hear us well. Let us know if there's any problems with the audio or anything, and we will get that remedied as quickly as possible. In the meantime, who wants to take us through what happened last time? I know it's been a while, but who's got the good memory?
We went down into the depths of Van Draen, and we discovered some secrets about the actual history of the world. And Van Draen was I guess there was a time stop spell, right? And we just undid it towards the end of the session. So
with great effort on our parts and more than a few mistakes, including the potential establishment of unnecessary gantry days.
Hey, it's connecting. Nice. We're even getting Natalie's computer connected this time. That's fantastic. So that is true in the most briefest of terms. You already have inspiration, so I can't give it to you again. Who wants to give us a little bit more specifics of what happened in the last time? Who can remember that a little bit better?
What happened on the very last session? Let's see.
Yeah, what are the things that we learned?
So we learned that this... let me pull up my actual... This is why I take notes. My ADD brain can't. Let's see. Okay, so King Van Draen, we found out, trapped himself down here with this sort of, as I understand it, as Vaughn understands it, this sort of avatar of death. And we kind of let him free. So that's kind of rough. But we did definitely kill a dragon that was guarding the place, and honestly, that dragon might have had our best interests in mind in retrospect. So that's also a brief synopsis at the very end. So I'll let somebody talk about the rest of it because I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, that is good enough for inspiration.
Thank you.
Who wants to go next?
We tried our best to figure out precisely what was causing the spell, because we very swiftly realized when we went down into the depths that there was a massive, brilliant, blinding light, and one so intense that we really couldn't even step into it. We had just been blown away, Ark of the Covenant style. So we needed to find some way to end the spell, and apparently there were two components of it. As I recall, one was a crystal skull, and the other one, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was a book, I think. And we needed to bring these two components together to end the spell. Then we had to find them in the environment. And I remember that we found the skull as a clapper and a giant bell. And at first we thought we needed to remove the actual clapper until it became evident the clapper was probably heavier than the entire party could lift altogether, being solid diamond. And eventually we found out that all it would take was utilizing the two components together, including ringing the bell. And at that point, we at least partially disrupted the spell. I think we ended it, actually. And then we had to basically go into a fight for our lives, which we did manage to win, but it was really touch and go there more than once.
Yeah, maybe for some of us, but yeah, no. Yeah.
Some of us actually have to get hit to, some of us have to actually fight on the front lines, Vaughn.
Hey,
Not all of us can stand behind.
Look, it's that age-old thing. You're the one that chose to get as close to the enemy as possible. That's all I'm saying.
You're right. I'm sorry. Chose my job better.
Honestly, you just get in the way of fireballs, but I'm just, that's no.
Give me a couple levels, I won't even be there.
Okay, that's wonderful. So that definitely answers that question. And Zarn, take us home through the very end of what happened there.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember much after killing the dragon.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Well, you already have inspiration too, so I guess that one's a freebie. The long-awaited battle finally played out. The Avatar of Death, as Vaunt would so put it, and Vandrean himself, the ancient elf. What?
Sorry, apparently you're echoing.
What?
You're echoing.
Why am I echoing?
I don't know, that's what Travis said.
I'm echoing? Oh no.
Twitch?
Not
Oops.
I'm not getting it.
Let's see here. Why would it be doing something like that?
Ambiance. He's the DM. He's got to echo. That's cool, man. It's like one of the weird video effects on I'm a Medic Mori. Is it just part of the atmosphere?
Is that better? Am I echoing anymore? I hope not.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, I didn't hear myself echoing at all, but obviously I probably wouldn't. Well, let me know if we're still echoing. Nope, I'm good now. Okay. Fantastic. So, to continue onwards, let me make sure that this is plugged up. Cool. Okay. Not echoing now. Fantastic. Thanks so much, you guys. The long-awaited battle that they perceived time and time again, went over 1,000,000 billion times in their heads, finally played out, and just as much as the ancient elf planned and tried his damnedest, it was not enough, and he was defeated. And then, just before the killing blow was delivered to Vandrean, was where we ended the session, as the whole ground began to quake with the end of the spell, the castle shaking, and that is right where we are going to re-enter things, as it were.
That looks spooky.
But like a lot spookier if my fantasy grounds would let me open it.
I'm gonna grab that notebook real quick.
What?
I'm just gonna grab the notebook so I can start doing this.
We got a notebook for Krimis for taking D&D notes, and Natalie's going to grab it real quick.
Oh,
Nice.
respect.
That way I can
Is anybody else? Is that not working for anybody else, or is it just me?
It's not. Yeah, it's not opening for me, but I don't know.
It's not
yeah.
opening for you at all?
There's no
Yeah.
symbol next to it that allows us to open it.
There's no little dragon symbol next to it?
No.
There is for me, but it's still not opening. Oh, okay. I had to click on it like 1,000,000,000 times. It could just be going really slow.
It could be chugging. Could be chug-a-lugging.
Rapidly click.
Yeah. Oh, it might be because of the effects.
I copied it into the chat, which is not what I meant to do.
Oh man.
Is it working for you now, Omni?
Yes. It looks fine to me.
Fantastic.
So
So,
if you go to images, you can pull it up from there
Oh, really? Okay, let's just do
under campaign.
my dog. My man's got a knack for systems.
I ain't got a knack for shit.
Hey, what's up, Joel? It's so good to see you, dog. How you doing?
Oh, what's up, Joel? We was talking earlier.
All right. So, without further ado, I believe we will resume right where we left off. As the combat between the two forces has concluded, you can hear the sound of the ground around you beginning to quake and falter. The castle itself before you begins shaking violently, and pieces of the face fall and crash around what was once a prismatic wall, destroying the threads of magic that still existed for their superimposition throughout all of that time. As the creature raises its hand, beginning to smash it down, you can see this shroud of mist, black and gray, around the large elf. And just as the fist is brought down over his body, the elf is transported to the opposite side of the castle in an instant. The fist is brought down, and you can hear the crunch and the thunder of the roar. What do you do?
Well, it looks like it's raining blood.
That is true.
I say this because I was wondering, I don't think blood is very good for taking notes. So, Vaughn is just going to gallivant inside, take out his notebook, and sort of peek over every now and then, see what's happening, pen it down. He's still working on that book.
Okay.
I think it's time for us to regroup a little bit. I think Ashel's going to go in there too, just sort of crouch down for a second, away from all that.
I'm assuming Zarn goes in as well.
Yeah, I'm not about this blood rain, or whatever we're calling it.
As you make your... Go ahead.
Can I do an Arcana check on the situation, like the rain and stuff?
An Arcana check on the rain itself? What are you trying to figure out about it?
What's causing all this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. That's pretty good.
The rain started the moment that the prismatic wall came down, and it tastes thick like iron and salt. It seems very well to be blood, though there's no clouds from overhead, though you can't see the roof of this cavernous place that you're in. You can't see the source of this blood rain. It seems to be coming from this creature in some way. It's definitely tied to the big guy.
Can I pull out my scythe and see if it reacts to the blood?
It sizzles on your blade.
Interesting.
As you make your way inside, the wall next to you erupts outwards.
Okay. I'm just gonna take a wild guess here that we should maybe run. I think we did everything we came here to do, right? Like, we got everything? Let's just... And he just sort of gestures back towards the door we came through.
Did we get the codex?
No.
But I need the book.
Your demon is playing in the blood rain, Vaughn.
Knowledge.
But
I have 30
death?
feet of movement, and then I have 30 feet of teleport because I have Misty still.
Can we investigate the book?
I want the book.
How far are we from the book?
It's over here.
Is it that book that I would have died?
And it still has that death light around it?
No. As best as you can tell, it is being very, very suppressed.
I mean, if we were ever gonna get it, it seems like this would be a good opportunity.
One of you quickly go grab that book.
Why don't
Paramount.
Why don't you go grab... Do you have a way...
Aren't you the quick one? Go get it.
I'm also the one with dragon teeth
Go
all up
get
in my
it.
abdomen. That shit ain't happening right now.
Fine. Looks over at Aren't you do it.
You see this heavy armor? I am totally weighed down right now. I don't want to get blood on me.
Fine.
As you're all discussing this, and you say, "Fine, Kanan, you do it," you can see the elf man using this sword 3 times. This elf male using the sword 3 times his body length to like pick himself up off an angle and like weakenly come to his feet. What were you gonna say, Kanan?
Can I mage hand the book?
You can certainly try.
I mage hand the book.
Your spectral hand flies out from the air, or from the ground beneath it, wisps up to grab it, and then pull it through the vortex, bringing it back to you. And just as it does, you see this hand, tall, lithe, rapidly reach out and grab the book out of your mage hand's possession. And as he looks over to you, you can see this burning purple in his eyes. He looks, and in ancient Elven, he says... I'm going to type it into chat what he says, actually. Because I can do that.
With the perks of fantasy.
Also, forgive my camera glitches. They're nowhere. They're not like I'm a medic Mori camera glitches. They're just random flickers. So I don't know why that is. I troubleshooted it and it's still.
Probably the rain.
The rain in the game. I mean, honestly, yeah, that might be why. It's just demanding on the CPU. I don't know, but I'm just gonna get a new camera soon anyway.
Stuff happens, man.
Just wanted to explain myself. I'm not like slowly fading away, I promise.
Okay. If you speak that language, you will understand what he has said.
Wait, so
I just text and... Oh, sorry, I don't speak Elvish.
I did not mean to do that, but yeah, I'm glad to see it doesn't work.
wait a minute. So, fantasy. Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? It's fucking lit, right?
Fantasy Grounds. If you speak that language, you can read it.
That's correct.
What the hell? That's cool as hell.
What language is that? It's not Elvish.
It is a modified, ancient version of Elvish. If you speak Elvish, you can attempt an intelligence check to understand what he is saying.
Alright, I'm attempting the intelligence then.
Everybody can do it.
Yep, I will do so as well, because I'm pretty sure I also speak Elvish.
Just a straight up intelligence check?
Just a straight up intelligence check, as long as you can speak Elvish.
Sounds good, my mom.
The dice tower.
Oh yeah, make sure that you're dragging things to the dice tower for me. If you didn't drag them to the dice tower, I need you to redo that, please. I forgot about that. Thank you for saying that earlier. Or thank you for saying that.
We're like rolling everything in private now?
Yeah, baby, you want to do it? Or do you not speak
I
Elvish?
don't speak Elvish.
She doesn't speak Elvish, okay.
Reroll it, you said?
In the dice tower, yes. So, this is how we're going to be doing things from now on. Unless it's an attack roll and you're just like going to drag it onto a token of some sort, or otherwise stated, I would rather you please drag all dice into the dice tower.
What? It keeps like rolling it off the map, so it's not giving me an actual check.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the gargoyle thing. It's gonna be careful. The eyes will light up if it's gonna take it in the dice tower.
Oh, so you don't get to see it, the roll?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, you don't get to see the roll. I'm sorry.
Vaunt, you rolled one already in the dice tower.
Yeah, I rolled
And
one, so I thought
this
I
is
was
what
supposed to
you... Is it showing it on your end now?
show. No, it's still the symbols. Yeah, well,
Same thing that happened with me. Yeah.
All right. Then I will just go ahead and say what he said for you. You understood almost intuitively what he was saying. Hey, thank you for the host, Wolfie. So much appreciated, homie.
oh, thank you.
You understood what he was saying almost intuitively, as though he was saying it through his mind in a way that you were taught in the past a wizard can say certain things that are easier to pick up if you don't speak their language. Effectively, what he said, we seek the same end. This foe will not be defeated by either of us. Not today. You must deliver this codex to the Swan Lady. The Queen of Crows has paid her penance. Now fly. Fly. Do not look back. I will hold him for as long as I can. And just as he finishes saying that, there's a loud snap in the air, and it gets so much colder instantly as the first vampire apparates behind him, and as he turns this huge fist to slam into Vandrean. Let's see if he gets him. Let's see if he actually buys you any time.
Oh God.
What the fuck?
22, and Vandrean can use his ability to add how much to his armor class? Okay. That does not hit. So he deflects the blow at the last moment with the flat side of his blade. Just as the fist is about to crackle with this purple-blue fire, you can feel the coldness seeping into your bones. What do you do?
Can I grab the book and run?
You can grab the book and run if you want to.
We want the book. I want this. Mine. It's probably mine by proxy. Like, you know, it's owed to me at least.
Who grabs the book?
I want the book. Mine.
I just want to run. All right.
Well, get out of here, pussy. I'm gonna.
Zarn's gonna look at Ashwell and then look at the exit and just kind of like, should we just go?
Yes, and that's gonna be all he needs to just bolt towards the entrance. He's not gonna pop. He's gonna wait for you guys to go through it, but he's like kind of just making sure there's nothing on the other side because this has been a nightmare this whole time.
Keep the book.
I grab the
Is
book.
also, gonna head to the exit.
So Kanan and Vaunt.
I grab the book and I say mine.
Give
Vaughn-
the book to me.
Where did you go, Vaunt? Are you standing there watching this happen, or are you rushing up and trying to grab it off of the where it's like hooked onto the huge elf's back on like his belt loop through like magical means?
Oh, we have to run to him?
That's yeah. The wall has been destroyed there, so you don't actually have to run around anything.
Like there.
Yeah, I assume both of you were right there.
Let me check my handy dandy spell book.
Daylight.
That book is mine.
Cover
Didn't
me,
we
Vaughn.
need to go?
I'm going in.
Cover you. You're
We
taking my
didn't even
book.
we didn't even need to go to Mount Doom for you to be wrestling over the One Ring already. Jeez.
Let it go. No, it's mine.
Into the fire.
Well, now that Kanan's putting themselves in harm's way, Vaughn's gonna stand back.
Kanan, as you rush forward, you can see this overwhelming force become palpable around you as this wreath of soul fire beginning at the feet of the first vampire begins cascading up his form. And as it burns out of his nose, eyes, and mouth of the wolf skull that serves as his head, he reaches out as if he's going to grab you.
I shield. My
Oh.
shield.
Okay, you shield.
Okay.
Oh God.
First level spell slot.
We're still
Wait.
missed.
How do I cast that?
Okay.
I don't
It
think
crits
this
you.
is- Oh,
Oh, you critted me.
He critted you.
Oh crap! Do I still have I still have, what do you call it, from last session?
Sure, what's that?
Inspiration.
Mirror image.
You do?
Yeah.
Do crits ignore or no?
They
I don't know. Rules lawyer?
still answered to
They still answered a mission. Okay. Whew. We'll roll that d20,
it's a
buddy.
guaranteed hit, quote unquote, but it could be a guaranteed hit on one of them.
Do I do it in the roll, the tower, or what? Dice tower.
You have advantage according to Drabs. by
You have
the way.
advantage on your mirror image roll. Thank you, Drabs. That is so nice of you.
Drabs being a nice person, though. What
Love ya.
Did the new year change you, Drabs?
Because I like that shirt. Nice.
New year, new Drabs.
Hey,
New year, new Drabs.
do I go on the dice tower or do I roll in the chat?
In the dice tower.
Oh, okay.
Just make sure you click the advantage button before you roll the die.
Yep.
All
There you
right.
go.
There you go.
Tower with you.
A 17.
Oh, nice ass.
So he reaches out, grabs one of the mirror images, and you can feel this insane cold wash. Like, imagine the sun, but inverted in temperature, and it just like washes over your back as you rip this rather large book off of the back end of Vandrean, and I assume start booking it to the other side. Vaunt, what are you doing while this happens?
Well, he has the book.
Yep.
I'm gonna get out of here. we can find something.
You're not going to try to grab the book from him now?
Nah, you can have it for now. if he tries to keep it from me later, though, he's gonna he's gonna seek hell. I mean, here's the problem with this. At the end of the day, a book is great, knowledge is amazing, but if you're not alive to use said knowledge, what's the point?
Very true.
Finally talking sense, my friend.
That's why I'm going to become a lich.
Hey, we have rules for that with Grim Hollow.
Nice.
I love Grim Hollow. Okay, yeah, Bond's just kind of a moose.
All
I
right.
need my, what is his name? Oribus? Oribus? Yeah, that's right. I named the damn thing, I can't even remember the name of it.
So as you begin rushing outwards, you can hear calling from behind you, "Demon, bring me the book," from the first vampire. The Orobos ceases playing in the rain, and as the first vampire begins uttering an unutterable word, I need you to give me an opposed Arcana check to see if you can maintain control over your minion, because he's saying
No.
he's saying part of its true name.
No, my baby.
Crap.
I'm assuming I'm rolling this in the tower.
Ooh, that's going to be a high DC.
Oh boy, oh boy.
But you got it. He got a 20. You got a 26.
Nice.
Suck on this, vampire.
So I assume immediately you begin saying that same part of his true name as you hear it coming from him, and trying to, and successfully asserting dominance over the Orobos.
Fine.
So you should have it clickable somewhere on your abilities, right? Maybe not.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, there he is. What are my abilities?
Where you at, though?
What would this
Like,
be? Oh, summon. Oh, I see it.
there he is. Pow. Nope, he's friendly though, and he goes right here.
Oh man.
Okay, so the first person who exited out of the out of the castle area, who was that? It was either Ashwell or Zarn.
Yeah, it sounded like Ash.
Yeah. I think it was probably me.
Okay, that's good. So, as you make your way out, you can see the final blow, or what you assume to be the final blow behind the stonework that is shattering, that slams into the ancient elf emperor. And now we go into a medium longish skill challenge. So how this functions, in case you guys forgot, is we need 9 successes this time instead of 6. And we still only have 3 failures. So, if you get to 2 failures, something bad happens. If you get to 3 failures, something really bad happens. Doesn't matter who the failures come from. Anybody can do the same thing, Just the same person can't do the same thing twice. You can use any skills, spells, class features, anything that you could justify to find a reason for it to help you out. You are currently trying to get the fuck out as quickly as possible.
Advertise, we just book it. Like, so I would say we take I'll take a perception roll to see if I can find a good avenue for us to flee through, like maybe a way to cut corners or like slide off of rooftops for us to just run.
Hell yeah, give it to me.
All right, and I'm gonna use my one bless for this. So I don't know how this is gonna work. I guess I just roll the skill check and then put the bless die in afterward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Come on.
Definitely the tower.
Yep, into the tower. And then the blessed die. Pardon me.
You got a 30? So I will count that as 2 successes?
Yes.
Yeah. So you got a 27, and then with the bless that added up to a 30. So I will say that with the 2 successes that you just reached there, it dawned on you that the most effective course of action would be to slide down the gullet, as you guys did when you were fighting all of those ghoul soldiers. So you point the way, and everyone very rapidly follows after you, sliding all the way back down the waterfall to where you fought the Hydra. That is 2 successes.
Can I use athletics to slide down first, because I'm wearing plate mail, so I can just like shoot straight into the water, and if that Hydra is still there, maybe act like a bullet.
The Hydra's long dead.
Oh, the Hydra's dead, okay. I'll at least break the water so nobody else hurts themselves falling from there.
Okay.
I was hoping the Hydra was still there. I don't know why.
So that didn't count. Roll that in the dice tower.
I could still double click it.
Nope. Dice tower.
Here?
Right there.
Right
that
there.
little guy?
Oh, okay. We didn't have this last time, sorry.
No, you're good. Same roll.
You got the exact same thing, nice.
Okay, so you get a 22. Yeah, you use your velocity to slide down a little bit ahead. You go into like a sarcophagus stance, and when you get down to the water, you splay yourself out to spread it all out.
Cannonball.
Although now you see that the gullet that the Hydra's body is in, that you killed earlier, it is rapidly filling up with blood, making it very dangerous very quick. So that is the 3rd success that you needed to get past this port. I'm just going to go ahead and select everybody. Oops, nope, that's not right. And move you all into here. So whose turn is it now?
Was I the last out?
Yeah. So, Vaughn?
Okay, well, I have second level spell slots left, so worst case scenario, I can just throw myself up onto a rope. Let's see here. Just looking through my stuff. Just making sure I'm on the correct thing. They're like manually open for whatever reason. Okay, there we go. I'm in the camera is being fun right now. Oh, good boy. Let's. Okay, so on my screen, all the tokens are just in the same spot.
What's up?
Depths beneath Venture. I'm making sure I'm on the right map. I have to like manually. Oh, okay, open up the wrong one. Wait, no, I didn't. Are all the tokens just in the same spot right now?
No, they're in the church. Do you need me to drag you the... Here you go, buddy. Pow.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
That's me.
Did it maybe take a second to load or something?
Yeah, I see them in the church. Okay. Like, if I move my token, you see me moving my token, right?
Mhm.
Making sure I'm in the right spot. Okay, good. And this is sort of a chase. I'm gonna just sort of use Misty Step. I don't know how that would help me here in terms of what we're trying to do, but it sort of like lets me get up onto a elevated point.
Okay, sure. So we'll say that. So you're going to use Misty Step to automatically succeed one of the failures, or not failures. I'm sorry, one of the checks.
Yeah, if I can.
Sure. Yeah. So we'll say that like as you guys are running across the narrows here in this room, teetering over the abyss, Vaunt catches one of his homies just before they fall and die. Even though I accidentally just dragged Vaunt into the pit.
Right. so say it.
All right. So we'll go ahead and just grab everybody here and move them on over. Move them on over. Oh, no, Vaunt fell down, too. Yeah, the pit... I understand why it says the pit is experimental.
It's very grabby. It doesn't really relinquish models very well.
No, it's really not good at relinquishing models at all. We need Vaunt and the Demon. So yeah, we'll say that as you're like rushing across, somebody trips and falls, and just as they're about to like just go teetering off into the abyss, you cast Misty Step on yourself to catch them and like bring them up, just as like a big piece of debris comes clattering down behind them, and you make your way back out into the graveyard, and it is Kanan's turn now.
Can Kanan cast a minor illusion, like a person's like head and ears like sticking out over the like a tombstone, like a distraction?
A distraction. I don't think minor illusion would work in that regard in this situation. No. Is there something else that you could use? I don't think it would be fooled by a minor illusion is why. I think it would immediately see through it.
I see. It's a smart one. Not very, I guess I could leave something, right?
Your call, buddy.
Like a piece of clothing. As a distraction.
I'm telling you a distraction's not going to work. I'm going to break the fourth wall to let you know. A distraction's not going to work. Hey, what's up, New Drone? Thank you for the biddies.
Okay.
You gonna say something?
I was just gonna say that kind of sounds like you're just leaving a trail for him to find us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and break the fourth wall a little bit to let you know this guy is way too powerful for something like a cantrip illusion or some like clothes, something like that. He's he's not your average guard that you're just trying to quickly cleverly fool. It would take some juice if you're going to try to use magic to fool him.
Alright. What can Kanan do?
You can also use skills or class abilities.
I guess I can be pretty fast, so I'll summon the rest of my agility to run faster, I guess.
Okay. What skill are you going to be using for that?
To catch up. So it'd be like a dex check, right?
I would rather be a skill check than an ability check.
Oh, okay.
So like acrobatics, athletics.
I guess it would be acrobatics. Because I'm way behind them at this point, right?
I wouldn't say way behind, but you're definitely still trying to catch up, probably.
Yeah, I'll try to catch up.
Oh no, it's acting like Red's not there.
I promise I am here.
Oh, that was weird.
Fixing webcam thing, because I'm trying to slowly just working it
So
out.
Drabs with a Bane makes an 8 into a 3. That is one failure, and the first vampire begins to catch up. You can see him as you're running behind your party, Kanan, through the huge slits in the tower that you're in that like expose like the air above. You can see this huge like violet and blue, looks like fiery form mixed with like black, swirling around just like as fast as light. That is one failure, and if I'm not mistaken, we have had 5 successes.
Yeah, because I had 2. We had another 2.
So that's 4 successes.
4 successes, yeah, because the fifth one would have been here.
All right. Well, it is back to the top of the turn order with Ashwell.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah, you're nervous now.
Yeah, very much so. I can see the head vampire charging at us, right? Like, in the distance, like the beginnings of it.
You can
Around
see
corners.
through those like slits up in the tower, because it's like this tower with like some open slits above it. You can see that form that I just described to Kanan. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I'm getting very much being chased by the Balrog feels right now, and well, that's the case then. We're probably not going to lose it. We're probably not even going to be able to manage much of a distraction. We might be able to give ourselves a little bit of an inch, even like the briefest of like not even hesitation, like the briefest draw of his attention might let us survive. So Ashwell is going to make sure everyone else is kind of sprinting ahead of him. Like if he needs to, we'll go behind people, sort of push them forward and go, whatever you do, don't look up. And he's going to take out his lantern with all the oil in it. He's just going to take the whole flask and ram it in and throw it into the ceiling above as we're running to shatter it and cause fire, and hopefully use that to maybe ever so slightly give us a chance to, I don't want to say lose it because we're definitely not going to lose it, but maybe get it to break its eye lock on us or its ability to follow us quite as well. So I'm using this as as a stealth check, and I'm going to throw literally the entirety of my lantern into it.
Okay. So you're using an item for it, so I'm just going to rip off a Blades in the Dark here and give you advantage to that. I'm still going to be applying a Bane though, because I get a Bane for each of yous.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so we got our advantage. Come on, buddy. I need this so bad. And I've got my stealth right here with advantage. Come on, cowboy.
Yeah, 21 is still a success. Yeah.
He just throws it up in the ceiling and just sprints as fast as he can, like hot, 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 hot the whole way.
Yeah, so I think that as the tower gets kind of like smashed away as you guys are rushing towards the other side, and you just throw it kind of blindly in the direction that you see all the movement and the soul fire, and just as the wall gets kerploded, and inside you, or on the other side rather, you can see the first vampire's form. Fire begins to rain down from the lit oil, and like begins leaking over him, sizzling at his form. He roars with disdain and hatred for what you just did to him, but you definitely get the impression that you slowed him down a minute, at least long enough for you guys to continue in your rush. Zarn, I believe it is your turn.
I
I'm thinking I would like to use a history check to see if I am familiar with this type of structure. Like, I've read about similar designs before, so I would have a better idea of where the exit is.
It's right in front of you.
Oh. Mm-mm.
It's the big fuck off doors in front of you, which you guys closed last time you were here.
History check to remember how to open the doors?
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, you just pushed really hard last time.
Okay, then can I use strength to try and open the doors? Like, just barrel straight into it and burst them open?
Sure. I'm not telling you you can't use history for something else, but history to open the doors, I'm going to say no on.
I can save it if I have another turn. I'll use strength too.
Strength
Burst open
athletics.
the doors.
Make sure you use strength athletics.
I already used athletics.
You already used strength athletics last time? Do you have something else?
I
You could always try a weapon attack?
It's a big stone door. And she attacks with fire. It's not that hot.
suppose I could use intimidation on a door. I guess just acrobatics. Like, I just try and hit it at the right angle.
Okay.
I'm nervous about this now.
Into the dice tower.
Oh no. Can I,
Burn inspiration?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I might just do that. I really do not want this thing to catch up to us. Gosh. Oh, that is not.
It's still an
any
8.
better.
So as you jump and slam, trying to drop kick the door open, you can feel it kind of budge against you, but your legs buckle and you land on your ass, and the first vampire roars with glee. And he is going to get a chance to do something. He is going to
Don't consent.
he is going to look at Kanan, and he is going to say, where'd that go? Drop. And I need a wisdom saving throw from you.
If you drop the book, I'll kill you after you.
Wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
If you fail, know the repercussions.
Try as you might, you feel your hand outstretch against your own will, and you drop the codex. He reaches his hand out, and before he gets there, one person gets their turn to try to intercept the book.
Fine.
It is your turn, I believe.
Bud's gonna run up and yoink it, and then Misty step backwards, so he doesn't get swiped at.
Okay, you use your last second level spell slot, I believe, right?
Yep, that is the very last.
To grab the book, and just as the fist closes around where it was absolutely going to just crush you too, but you disappear in a puff of sulfurous smoke on the opposite end, and we go to Kanan. The door is still closed in front of you guys.
Fine now.
Sorry about that. I slipped as I was hitting the door.
Let me see. Can I Ray of Frost the vampire to slow it down?
You can certainly try.
'cause I don't think I'm gonna open the door.
I did say that the door kind of buckled as well, so it's not going to be that big of an issue moving forward.
Alright, I'll use my strength, athletics, and
Okay. Are you proficient with it? You're only allowed to do things that you're proficient with, by the way.
oh, okay. Well, no. I got sleight of hand. Can I pickpocket the door?
You can absolutely try and sleight of hand the door, yeah.
Alright. There we go.
Oh, that was almost a fucking 1. Yeah, that works. I believe everybody's been baned now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you very rapidly pry where Zarn like buckled in at part of it. You use the crowbar that you guys used so long ago to open that door to attune to the depths, and with a quick snip, the door rolls open before you. And that is one more success, so that is how many successes? Who's keeping track?
5, right?
failures.
What's
We're on
that?
6. I had 5 last.
5.
That was 5?
Well,
Unless you count Vaughn stealing the book bag.
No.
We had 2 at the beginning, 1, and then I got another. So my last one was 5, so this would be 6
Okay.
on top of it.
So we are at 6. We need 3 more. Going back to the top of the turn order with Ashwell. Get us home, guys.
Okay. So this is the... Oh, jeez. Alright. So we're back into more rooftops here. Let's see. I've already used athletics. I've already used stealth. Let's see if I can't use acrobatics. And I'm gonna just sort of take like literally a quarter second and just say, follow me if you want to live. And I'm gonna do my best to try to bound across these and show folks where they can set foot while they're running. So we're not even gonna hit ground level till we are like heading out the next door.
Hell yeah.
Oh god, this is gonna either go really, really well or really, really bad. Come on, buddy.
Bet you wish you were a thief rogue right now, don't you?
Nah, not really, because then I wouldn't have been able to kill that thing earlier. Oh boy. Please.
It's bad. Oh, it's bad.
I have no idea.
We've had 6 successes, right?
Yes.
Can you use inspiration?
That's a
Still
failure.
have that?
I have no inspiration. I didn't get any at the beginning. So,
Yes, you did. You had one already. That's why you didn't get it. Because you already had one.
Then yeah, I'm gonna.
That's
use
that star up in
inspiration.
the that's that star up in the corner, by the way. Kanan, you never ticked yours, or who used yours earlier? Zarn used yours. Yeah, you never ticked it for using it earlier. Yeah, go ahead and make sure you tick it.
Oh, okay.
I know if you have inspiration because it shows me a little star up in the corner.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yes. Tick. I don't know how to tick it.
You
can't
just
see
roll the
how.
die again.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
When you go to your page on the main page, there's INSP next to your token.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so let's try this again. Come on. Oh, I
There
see
we
it.
go.
Tick.
22. That's much better.
Oh.
All right, 7 successes. As you begin sprinting across, you make your way back the old familiar way through the first house, or the second house rather, that was fallen, and you very, very rapidly make your way through. Come on, just let me drag him. Thank you. Back through the dryness and then back into the blood rain. You make your way down the corridor where you guys first started really getting pummeled with those ballista bolts. You left it on fire. There was a good fire raging when you left it last, but it's long since burned out. Whose turn is it?
That would be fine, I believe. So now I'm gonna use my history to recall the correct path back.
Fantastic. A 15 is just enough.
Oh, thank God. Oh, God. Okay.
As you begin making your way back, you can see through the mazes, the maze-like pathways, and you lead your party the correct direction.
This way, guys.
Thank goodness. Oh no! Oh, there you go.
All right, you make your way. That was save number 8, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
we're on 1.
final save. I love how it came down to this because you have 1 failure left and 1 success in front of you. I will let you guys choose between the 2 people that have not gone yet who is going to make the save as you begin rushing, or not save, the ability check as you begin rushing back through the fort.
Can they both propose what they would like to do if they go?
I have a
It's-
proposition.
I don't-
You can't,
Yep.
Your charisma character, you can't talk to walls. So let me let me be the one out there.
I was going to make the very practical concession of Vaunt is the only one of us with inspiration left. Probably the safest bet that you can get a chance to reroll.
I think Kanan has one too. No, Kanan used yours, didn't you?
You know, he's the only one left from what I can see.
Yeah, I got it still.
Oh, you've got yours still? Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't show in it.
That's weird. I see it from on mine too, that's why I was confused.
Oh, okay. Mine must be glitching.
Well,
It's probably because you have control of Vaunt from that last time.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is weird.
I think that an investigation check. Actually, now that we've passed these gates, I think an Arcana check is in order. Is there
Okay.
a way for me to shut these gates?
You can certainly
I,
try.
like, I want to like rapidly shut them. Put that in the tower.
Just as the creature begins very
Wolves.
quickly moving in, his skull burning with this fire as he rages through, smashing the tower as he climbs. You begin going over your head the same way that you did it last time. You have a bless, and you have an inspiration, and your time is running out. He's moving faster than your mouth is mouthing the words. A 17 is a failure.
Oh, it's 17 to 5.
Do you have inspiration? And a bless?
I do. But maybe I like failure. No, I'm kidding.
Bless you.
Then you get to
I don't like feeling.
You don't like failing? Well, that's rough. Shouldn't have invited me to this campaign.
You want to use your bless?
Is a bless a D6 for us?
It's a D6 for us.
Okay, I'll roll that. I guess I'll put that in the tower as well.
Please, 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 God, please.
22 is a success.
You love to see it. Something tells me 21 wasn't.
As you begin double timing the words, you tap into some deep well of intelligence within you, and you just, quicker than you even thought possible, begin saying the spell that you said to open the gates backwards, to close them. And just as the soul fire is reaching around this wrought iron, it begins slamming into it again and again. The gate closed just as it got to you. You can hear him rattling against it, and you can hear his bestial roar of defiance. And then the metal starts to rend. What do you do?
Get the fuck
Yeah, we are running. None of this mine shit. Go for the door.
If I was a bard, I would use vicious mockery just out of principle. But I am a wizard, so I'm going to run.
I think that with the party making their way back up the steps into the tombs of Castle Vandrean in Blackwood, we will go to our first break for the night.
We live. So far.
Surprise, bitch. We lived.
All right, don't go anywhere, anybody. We are going to take a quick break, maybe about 5 or 10 minutes ago or so. Thank you so much, Wolfie. You literally just saved the party. Good job. Good job, Kira. You love to see it. All right, I will see you guys in just a few minutes. Hopefully the audio will be working correctly this time, and you won't be able to hear us while we're on a break. Bye. All right, we should be clear. You got a pee? they hear us in chat? What happened? What? You turn fantasy grounds off? Okay. Alright. That was why, probably. Natalie just had the same problem, except it wasn't the webcam, it was she accidentally unplugged the power, and then her computer was like, I can't run Fantasy Grounds without being plugged in! And then, she had to restart Fantasy Grounds. Oh, motherfucker. Right. Alright, are we ready to come back?
I'm ready. Not back on Fantasy Grounds, but I'm ready.
I have long.
Whoop. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. My eyes are stinging because I had to put some Vicks on in the break. But that's okay. I hope everybody is doing fantastic, because as our party comes back in, they have met back with their retainers in the depths and already discussed how they are going to be maneuvering the upcoming, how you say, getting out of the fuck out of Dodge, getting out of the rest of the place. And as they begin making their way up to the actual party floor itself, where last we left off, the Baron was just fucking capital A annihilated, and his dust wasn't even swept off of the dance floor. Now, there's this uneasy tension. All the musicians play their songs, it feels like maybe just a little bit too fast. Everyone's smiling just a little bit too hard, and when you get to the top, you have servants accost you, asking if they can get you anything. And then as they look over you, how did you guys get rid of all the blood rain off of you?
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
I'm wearing glamored clothes, so they just look clean, even though they're really gross.
I poured my water flask all over my plate mail and washed it off.
I think that you would probably get some help with prestidigitation too. That was really all I wanted to hear was prestidigitation, because I thought about this today. I was thinking about, how are they going to get out of this? Like, two of them got prestidigitation. They'll probably be fine if they can remember to use it. So, what do you guys do?
We're on the ballroom floor.
You're in the corner in the back right where you went into the bowels of the castle to find the tomb doors.
Yeah.
Your son is very happy to see you and thinks you smell absolutely lovely, Mother, until you press digitation off. All the blood rain.
I go back to dinner, I guess, to my table, and keep up appearances.
So what does the scythe look like?
The scythe?
Mm-hmm.
You ever played Soul Calibur?
Mm-hmm.
You know the guy's hand is like stuck to the sword and there's like an eye coming out of it?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
So you're not gonna like illusion to cover any of that or anything. You're just gonna like fucking. We spend in most our lives living in. You know.
Can I keep it under the cloak? The cloak. I can just like do the folding thing that the Reapers do in Final Fantasy.
Okay, I don't know the reference, but sure. And I assume that you probably use some cantrips to disguise everything else as best you can. Does it still look like a scythe, or what does it look like?
It looks like those things that botanists used when they like cut the like the grain. You know what I'm talking about?
So I guess my question is, are you disguising it as like some other, like, does it still look like a weapon? Does it still look like you're just out here with a weapon?
No, it would be concealed. It wouldn't be seen.
So it would look like a cane or something?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because I need to know if it's a
It'll fall
weapon.
down.
Okay.
It's a collapsible scythe.
Yes.
Okay.
Famous collapsible scythe.
So we'll say that
gentleman farmer.
we'll say that through your magic, you are able to communicate with it and basically tell it what you need it to do, and it listens. It does listen. You get this kind of stirring in the back of your mind, like an affirmative, and it appears as though the entire thing shrinks down to become this like threaded cane with a glowing eye stone that sits on the top.
I like to think whenever I'm like having a conversation with somebody, the scythe, like in my mind, will be like, "Kill him, kill him, kill him."
I'm sure it would. You make your way back over to your table, whereupon which you find Ethel sitting and smiling at you. She gestures for you to take your seat.
I take the seat. Where's she at? Is she still up here?
She is right over here.
Oh, yeah.
Right where you left her. What's everybody else doing while Kanan's doing that?
I think Vaughn's got the book, right?
Yes, and you will never see it again, because Vaughn's leaving. My book. You will never know the forbidden knowledge of the first vampire. Let's see. So, Vaughn has been a librarian in this castle for a time, a scholar, a scribe, a scrivener, if you will. So he sort of knows his way about the place. He's trying to think of the most discreet way to leave the castle without drawing any unwanted attention.
Probably at the front door.
The front door.
Yeah, I mean it's a party. It's the autumn festival. There's a lot of people coming and going. You know, it's starting to get late. It's dusk. Like the sun is going down. Some people are just like, yeah, you know, I'm an old person. I don't stay out past dark. You know, that's totally common at this point. Festivities have been going on for like a week.
Oh.
This is just like the apex. This is like the big deal, the final day.
Vaughn would say nothing to his colleague as he literally left.
Is anybody going to do anything about that?
Astral probably would have taken himself to the side for a minute just to like breathe against the wall and be like, okay, not dead, didn't get killed, great day so far. I hate these people. And then see Vaughn walking away and probably follow him quietly at a distance.
I guess I'm making a perception check. Because the last thing Vaughn wants to be is followed. So.
Okay. And before we move any farther, Zarn, I'm going to make sure that I get what everybody's doing before we move any further.
Sarn is eyeing the drinks on the table, like, damn, I could really use one of those right now, but I've got a bad feeling, so I'm gonna kinda, yeah, I've got my weapons on me because I'm a guard, so it doesn't look suspicious for me to occasionally kinda like, just reach for my weapon, like, be at the ready to grab it should anything go down.
That is true.
I'm just scanning the room and staying alert.
Okay. This thing's chug-a-luggin'.
This is such a nice map. This is my first time seeing this, actually.
Oh, Andrew Kaiser made this for me. So shout-outs to Andrew Kaiser for this map, and then we're going to see the other map that Graham made for us as well for the campaign before it's over.
Color choices are lovely.
Yeah, it's really nice, right?
As you begin to make your way to the exit, a woman makes her way through the door. She's accompanied by several individuals. Oh, thank you for the biddies, Wrestle Gamer. Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you.
Can I do a perception check to see if I notice these people?
Yeah. In fact, why don't I get a perception check from everybody?
Sounds good to me. I was gonna make one anyway.
I don't have it plugged in.
The Doom.
I don't really need to roll any further because Kanan got a 20 on her perception check, so...
Nice.
Kanan, you instantly recognize this woman. You saw her, in fact, not even that long ago. It was maybe about a month ago when you guys ripped off that caravan that was headed for the Nagoran Empire.
Oh, crap.
This was the woman that counterspelled your fireball. And this is the point where I tell you that this was Drabs' divine intervention.
At this point, Kanan is going to alter herself and change hair color.
Wouldn't that be something we'd like to do in public when we see one of our old teachers?
God.
Next to her is an elf, tall and lithe, wearing very ornate armor. He has a shield with the crest of the Nagoran Empire in it and a very nice longsword. On the other side is this huge white lion man wearing black-green plate mail, clearly enchanted, with these huge emeralds set into the pauldrons and carved into these ebony horns tipped on them as well, on his helmet. His sword positively oozes as if it's been blessed by the forge itself. You've heard of such rare blades only in passing, but it looks like, from where you're standing, it looks like that might be one of those favored blades that you've heard tell of. And as they begin making their way inside, the lion person comes to stand, if it'll let me comes to stand here, while the woman and her guard... Oops. You could... That would be fantastic if you could stop that. Cool, okay. Make their way down the stairway, where they speak to one of the guards that you have seen about Princess Quilana. And when they finish exchanging words with them, the guard goes, awaits the princess to finish her dance. At the song's change, which is also the precise moment that you begin making for the exit, Vaunt and Ashwell, the princess begins peering around at what she's just told. And I'm going to need stealth rolls from everybody that's attempting to leave right now.
Hell yeah.
Only wizards could have passed without trace. Why aren't one of you a druid? Let's see.
Oh boy. Okay.
I've got to get in close to do this. Because my fantasy grounds is not working.
Right.
Standing ground.
Come on, buddy. Come on, come on.
Yeah, I'm not leaving, okay? I'm just staying.
I ain't going anywhere. Let's go.
I don't care.
Something good.
Doesn't matter.
No, I wanted to
Hmm? I can't hear what you're saying.
roll. I said I wanted to roll.
Why can't you roll?
I couldn't get it to come up.
Secret rounds, I think, went down for her. There you go.
Yeah, that armor makes you roll with disadvantage. That's unfortunate. So as you begin making your way to the door, this is where I kind of pull the rug out from under you as a dungeon master, because 3 of you have rings of mind shielding, and 1 of you doesn't.
Oh, fuck.
That's me.
So
Yeah, you weren't part of the heist!
Yeah.
while Zarn and Ashwell make it to the door, Zarn, you are accosted by this huge lion man who quickly steps in front of you. Ashwell, nobody really stops you. You make your way easily up to the stairwell.
Orange is like, you bastard, as you go by.
He is sort of keeping an eye on specifically Vaughn, because that's the reason he was leaving, was to follow him. So he will wait by the door on the outside and play the part of the good servant who hasn't been stabbed like 12 times today.
Vaunt, as you begin making your way across the dance floor, you wait, timing it out just as you guys had planned before you got up here, because you know that you'd be the most inconspicuous. You're a scrivener. And as you begin making your way up, you can feel this juddering of air beside you. And this male that looks like an elf, but taller, and his ears are a bit pointier, and they kind of end in this like emerald dangly bit, and he doesn't really walk, he just kind of floats. He stops you without putting his hand on you. You just kind of come face to face with a wall. And as he turns to you, Quilana, the princess, steps before you and says, "Your name."
Bond. I work here.
"And what business are you about this evening, Vaunt?"
I'm going to leave as I have finished my shift in the library.
"There is no shifts going, as you know. It is a festival," says the woman behind Princess Quilana. "Work has been shut down for weeks."
Oh, yes, but I need to keep the shelves from getting dusty, you understand.
They look to each other, and I'm going to need a deception roll.
You know me, I'm a horrible liar. Let's see here. Oh boy, +2. Get it. That'll that look on your face is not promising. No, your laugh is killing me.
There's a reason we all had the rings, Chief.
I didn't even know about these rings until literally right now.
Sorry.
Oh, I didn't know about the fucking ring.
That's why I said it's kind of a dick move, but I am pulling the rug out from under you. I'll own up to it. I feel like it makes for the best story bits when you get fucked over.
I agree. I don't like being insensitive.
Oh,
So she rolled a 24 on her insight check, and says, I've seen the libraries here. Their shelves are inscribed with runes of prestidigitation. They do not collect any dust. Why is it you can hear this deep voice, like in the back of your head before you can hear the words coming out of the mouth next to you? Why is it that I can see our prey in your mind? When you turn, you can see the floating elf staring deep into your eyes.
I stare back at him, and the fire and sort of flame tongues that lick behind his pupils are just sort of roiling. Like he's just sort of suggesting that you challenge him, even though he is way out of this station.
I'm gonna need an intimidation check.
Oh, God.
Oh, there's a +2 in that, too. Oh, man. Charisma wizard, here we go, baby.
This roll resolves. I have a question I'd like to ask, but I want to let this play out for a second first.
He morphs his form before you.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's why we have the rings, Chief. I know you didn't know, but I'm sorry.
Told me about no brass and frets and ring.
And suddenly the music stops. And everyone stops what they're doing and looks to what's going on in the very center of the room. Princess Quilana's arm ever so slightly twitches, and you can hear this voice in the back of your mind repeat itself. Why do I see our prey in your mind?
Okay. If I can, I'm going to ask my question here. I know that right now this has definitely distracted a lot of people, I imagine, and I imagine there's not too many people all over the place. Is there any way I could, since I seem to have gotten past without being detected, come back and lift the book off Vaunt discreetly before I leave?
We'll say that you saw him getting accosted and doubled back. Sure. Give me a sleight of hand to see if you did this unnoticed.
Okay. My book. It'll save your life if you don't have it, sir. Maybe. I'm not going to use it. You'll be safe. Go in
A 23.
Yeah, you can't read.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely.
I'm
Yeah.
coming after you for that comment, but...
Definitely.
Oh, I like being me in
Oh,
character.
thank God. Okay, so while this is happening, Ashel's just gonna kind of walk by and let the robes of his surf clothing sort of flutter by, and as he does, he's just gonna gently lift the book out of the pouch that Vaughn has it in, and just kind of slide it under, and then walk towards another one of the serfs with a tray, preferably of empty drinks, and just kind of lift it up and be like, I have that, and just sort of like walk back towards the entrance and hope no one's looking at him as he does it.
Give me a stealth check as well.
Okay.
Because nobody else in the room is moving right now.
Okay.
The only people that are moving are the people backing away on the dance floor. But you are deft and smart, and you are able to weave in these people that are backing away in the dance floor and making yourself unseen with a 28.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Like Alfred.
I literally see him like lifting a tray of drinks, taking it 2 feet to the side, handing it to another guy, scooping up the spoons in his hand, going to the next guy, handing it off to him. He's just sort of bouncing from person to person, trying not to be noticed as he does this.
Zarn, what are you doing while this is happening? You've been perched up like a guard this whole time. You've seen a lot of things play out.
Oh, I thought the lion guy came up in front of me.
Yeah.
So, does it seem like he is aware of who I am, or is he just happened to be standing next to me?
He definitely walked in front of you, but he hasn't said a word to you yet.
Well, I've got my visor pulled down low. I probably did that the second they walked in the door, just like, oh, I'm gonna hide my face real quick. So, I'm just going to very slowly try and move away from him, unassumingly.
Describe what your character is currently wearing. Not like that, you sickos.
Zarn is currently wearing red guard attire, so he's in like heavy plate mail. It's got oh, I guess I might not have visor, because don't they have the helmet with the horns?
Mm-hmm.
Does that not have the visor?
Mm-mm. Not unless they have an officer rank or a specialist rank.
I did say that I was gonna get a higher rank. I don't remember exactly which one I chose, though. Because I wanted to be able to move in and out freely without people being like, hey, you, get back to work.
I think I do remember you mentioning an officer's
That sounds
uniform.
familiar.
Yeah, because I remember when we were stealing uniforms, or when we were looking at stealing disguises, like that was the decision you went with, because if they're a little more ornate, it might be easier to hide your nature under them.
Okay, then in that case...
Yeah, I have my visor down, so I just kind of look around as if I'm assessing the situation as a guard, and I make it look like as a guard I've made the decision, like, I'm not gonna intervene here, I'm gonna just kind of turn a blind eye, walk off to the side, and y'all handle this beef.
Yeah, so I think he would say to you, look it down, in this deep, growly voice. He sounds like James Earl Jones and being Mufasa.
Zarn just gives like a subtle nod, like, got it, chief, and just kind of tucks away.
No one in, no one out.
And where do you go?
I'll go guard the door. Just kind of like pull my weapon out and give people like, just try it look.
Kanan, what do you do?
I tell Ethel we need to get out of here. Have a plan.
Do I have a plan? She asks.
Yeah.
I can leave at a moment's notice, can't you? She says with a smirk. And you can see from the hem of her dress, she begins to twinkle like starlight. And in just a couple of moments, she's completely gone.
Oh, I can do that too.
She just straight up did like, I'm like,
the bewitched nose twinkle, and she's gone.
Let me see what I got. I tell Umok to go over and knock Vaughn out.
And knock Vaunt out?
Yeah.
instead of Chris Fremont.
What?
Are you sure about this?
He looks to you
Because
confused.
You can't read his mind if he's knocked out.
You want to tell me about these fucking rays? I don't have to worry about that.
He thunders on over, and his footfalls are like incredibly loud, with everybody else just gasped watching what's going on. And as he approaches the rear of Vaunt, Quilana puts her hand up in front of your son in the very same manner that she did to the Baron, and she says, "Halt. What do you think you're doing?" Umak looks to her, looks past to you, Kanan, and kind of squints to get a look at you as to some direction. What do you do? What do you say to him?
I'll say, oh, not over there. The drink's over here.
So you will rush up into the conversation now?
No, I'll yell over.
All eyes immediately turn to you. And I'm gonna need a deception check.
Dear God.
Vaughn, think of something.
Well, okay, the only thought I'm having is this person that's reading my mind, I'm gonna try to do like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast kind of thing and like overwhelm their mind while they're trying to read mine. That's all I can think to do. I have 2 first level spell slots left. That's all I got.
It's been more than a combat minute, Drabs. We already used all the Banes anyways.
Oh God.
Just in case.
Wolves just redeemed a bless.
Hallelujah.
Do you want to use your blast?
Oh God.
Isn't that bad?
What do you do with the 21? So what do you say that successfully diffuses this situation and keeps your son from getting destroyed in an instant?
I say, sorry, I was just setting him to get me a drink. I'm choking.
Oh.
As I cough.
I have the vapors. I need something liquid. I'm spitting cotton.
That's her, Your Highness.
Oh God, no.
Oh. Oh, wow. 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 You made it worse. I don't know how you did it, but you did it.
She rolled in her insight check. I think we're going to go to our next break. We're about 7 minutes early-ish, maybe like 15 minutes early, but we're going to go ahead and take our next break. And we're going to give the players a couple minutes to think about what's about to happen. Don't go anywhere, you guys. We'll be right back.
What did you do?
Oh, I gotta pee again real quick. Oh, Jesus. you saw that line, she couldn't have failed that check because she needed a 5. She needed a 5, so if she rolled a 1, that would have been a +4, which would have given her a 5. Keep him off from dying? No. I mean, I see where he was going with that.
Back. Sorry. I just got back. I think the most pressing matter is just even getting out of here.
I wasn't gonna tell him about the rings. Go ahead. Mics are still on, by the way.
Are they on?
Okay.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yes,
that's nice
right.
to know.
Genuinely. It's fine.
That's fine. I want them to hear this.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying this out there. We don't mind you guys hearing this. A little chaotic. It's fine. Okay. Truly, my genuine plan. You guys ain't getting out of here the old-fashioned way. Unless you have some way to disguise yourself, which I don't think you do. I'm not on the spot. And there's no way I can distract the dragon that big. The only way I could think of doing that is to literally burn the place down. And then all it'll do is fucking kill me for trying.
Is that a root beer float, Jihan?
What?
Nice, that looks delicious.
Is that a root beer float, dude? Oh, you're
Sean,
muted.
Yeah, the brother made it.
Dude, it looks so
The brother
refreshing.
made
Tasty.
That was like
So-
Nesquik for a second.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I saw a root beer float in my squirrel brain.
I got excited.
It's good. Okay. So, serious plan time. Not that Vaunt, or for that matter, Arcana would be privy to it, or even, for that matters, aren't. But at this point, this is a rescue. You're in a castle. There's a fucking dragon, and an unbelievably powerful mage, and swordsman up the wazoo. Busting you guys out the old-fashioned way is probably just going to get you killed. I think the best option is for two of us to get out fast as we can, wait to see where they keep you, because they're going to ask questions. They're definitely going to have to, especially since they're seeing into your head. Before we know it, they'll know about our whole little expedition into the night.
Jihan has a question, I think.
Huh?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we let him in on what we were doing, but skew the details like we're trying to dispel some evil under the castle.
But they can read my mind.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So
But,
they'll know
yeah.
if we're lying. You know what I mean?
Well, you really don't know what our exact motives are. That could potentially work. Like,
Also-
you're actually in the dark.
I'll tell him that the Baron let us in on it, and he's dead, so she'll never know.
That's pretty fair too. Failing that, while they're asking you guys questions or imprisoning you to question you better, we can come back and break you out. I think it's a lot easier for us to heist you out of the castle. That'll be heist number 2 in this hellhole. To break you guys out of a cell with slightly less dragons involved than trying to get you out now. I don't know what the plan is to get you out now. I know right now I have the book, and Zarn has not been made.
And you're giving that book back.
If you survive this, I'll
the
gladly give it to you. For the record, this is on you for trying to run away first without the rest of us. That is you.
I didn't expect some gallivanting bunch of people that are like 3 or 4 times my level to come in here and be like, hey, remember that thing that we never told you about? And it's just like, well, you know, I don't know. Like,
No, I'm glad you didn't go back and watch the VODs, because you would have known it.
I didn't want to spoil anything for myself.
I appreciate it.
That's
You're the
fair.
man.
Fair, that'd be meta,
You're the man.
too. Like, that's why I didn't. Omni put his whole fucking backstory in there. I'm like, I'm not reading any of that. I don't want to spoil any of that.
There's a reason I put the spoiler tags on there.
My fucking dog.
You know, like, I don't like spoiling things for myself, and the more genuine my reactions are, the funnier it is. I mean, like, come on.
Raise your hand out there in Twitch land if you're finding this enjoyable, because I sure am.
I am. But
so
I'm easily entertained, so.
I love torturing Red. Everybody loves torturing.
That's the best plan I've got. I like the idea of. I like your idea, Gian. I think that could work. If you can mislead them long enough, or like maybe make them think you're more benign than you actually are, because Vaunt doesn't really know all of our plan. We intentionally have been vague with each other because we don't trust each other, because of course we don't, we're all evil. So it's not like you actually know the fine details of what we were doing down there. We could at least spin what we were doing, and that can buy time. For me, me and Zarn to come back and try to get you 2 out. Maybe when things are a little bit less, again, scaly.
Well, to be fair, the thing that I took, the thing that I was here for, I took it from somebody that is no longer living. So I don't know if I'm really in trouble. I got a cool demon in my head, which might be a little troublesome, but nothing a little exorcism can't fix.
Fair.
Right?
Either way, does anyone have any better ideas? Because right now I see 2 of us leaving and 2 of us having to wait till we can get you out. I don't know of any other plans.
Well, I got 2 first level spell slots, so that's my contribution to this.
I'm down to see if Jihan's plan works while Ashwell subtly makes his way to the exit that I'm guarding. And then we wait, if they don't get away without, or if they don't get away with their story, then we're just gonna bail.
Yeah, you gotta take the book to Ethel so she can bring back the swan lady.
Okay. I will stay by the door and watch. The second stuff goes sideways, though, I'm gone. Money don't do me good if I'm Ash.
That's what I'm saying.
Like actual Ash, not Ashwell. That is actually money.
We'll give them a chance, but if it goes south, we're out of there, so at least 2 people are alive, or whatever, can try and help the situation.
At least, just 2, that's fine.
Ideally, everyone lives through today. I just don't think it's going to be through warfare right now. I think that time is long past. We are all looking rough. Even at full strength, I don't think this is a fight we could have won.
But we could have.
I didn't think I was going to need to bring a second ring, okay? If I'd known, I would. Mm-hmm. I'm also poor as hell right now because I invested all my money in this heist, and it's gone sideways like 8 times. So...
Oh, everything's coming up red right now. Let's go.
Bellatrix looks to you, Kanan, and says, "That's her, Your Highness," pointing directly at you. What do you say?
It is I.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quilana
Dramatic.
strides forward, gets on the other side of you and Bellatrix. And when she looks at you, you can feel this gaze deep into you, like someone's seeing a lot more than just what your flesh and bone looks like. Her arm sizzles at the fingertips, and you can see her begin to shake it. And her right eye, the same eye that this arm is attached to, you can see when she blinks and opens it up, this sliver of black and red burning. And as she is clearly wrestling with something in herself, she blinks again, and when she opens her eye, her shaking ceases, and she looks at you and says, "And who are you?"
I'm Kanan. I was hired by the Baron.
Poor Baron. He's dead and he's still getting thrown under the bus.
Hired for what?
Kanan's gonna sigh and say, things aren't as they seem on the surface.
She looks back to Bellatrix, looks to you, and I'm going to need a... What kind of check are you trying to make here? I'll let you decide.
What is it? Persuasion?
Roll it in the dice tower.
Oh, yeah.
What are you trying to persuade her of?
I'm gonna, I guess have like like we don't have the time for this. There's something under the castle.
Is that what you say that as in addition to what you said before?
Yeah.
She like kind of cocks her head at you. She says, "Why do you think I'm here?"
She knows about the vampire.
Give me an insight check.
Inside.
Anybody that would like to could do that this time.
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
I'm here.
Oh
As a
boy,
try.
+2 in insight. Let's go, baby!
I'll roll for Zarn, I guess, because Natalie is currently writing.
Sorry, taking notes so I remember for the next session.
I appreciate you doing that. Zarn and Ashwell. You get the impression that she doesn't know specifically about that, but she definitely knows something. And she also iced the Baron for a reason. And you're pretty sure now that it wasn't just because he wouldn't bend the knee. He didn't really have anything left to give over. The city is theirs. It's property of the Nagoran Empire. I mean, he was basically just like the leader in name alone, and in her eradication of him, she eradicated the position.
Your new management.
That's one way to put it. Shit.
Kanan,
Oh, I see. Okay.
What title do you have?
Title. I'm a business owner. A noble.
A noble. I assume you have someone to vouch for that.
I pull out the coin from the adamantium coin.
She looks it over and then looks at you. This kind of mirthless smile passes her lips, and she says, "Maybe you met my mother."
Can I do a history check to see if I remember if I have?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I'll tell you for sure right now without you having to roll a check. You definitely did. Yeah. You definitely met her mother.
But at the Dwarven city? Cagranaz?
Her mother was the woman that gave Zarn the rod. But she's been gone for 50 years.
Her mom's been gone for 50 years?
Yeah.
How did Zarn get the rod? She was there.
Yeah?
What?
May have met her in Cagranaz.
She smiles to you and says, "Then get out of here before my patience wears thin. I will not betray a promise made by my mother."
And I nod over to Vaughn. What of him?
This one. What of him? She looks up to the dragon. Neurixius, what do you sense in him? Everyone kind of gasps out loud when the weight of his psionic presence presses on their mind, and he implants, except for the party, because you have those rings of mind shielding, the visions of hell that he understands. And you get that it's not him being, like, racist against tieflings. It's definitely more him seeing something in Vaught's gaze when he looked at him. He's implanting into everyone this idea that this Scrivener, it's not who he seems. And at the same time, he says with his voice, "I sense darkness in this one."
Bold claim.
And who are you to deny it?
Well, I cannot help but feel you are suggesting that I am evil based upon the horns I have upon my head and the fire behind my eyes.
Evil is a matter of perspective, says Quilana as she walks over to you, leaving Kanan to join Ashwell by the stairs. And as she makes her way back over to you, she puts a lone finger out underneath your chin to, like, pluck it upwards and gaze deeper into your eyes than before.
Vaughn is, though he may give off that sort of facade that he is a bit cowardly, it's not because he fears for his life, it's because he knows that his life is more valuable than others. So he's made of sterner stuff. So he just keeps his jaw square and returns the glare. Eye contact perfect.
What is he thinking, Norexius? What are you thinking, Mont?
I'm thinking that even if I die here, I still have the satisfaction of reclaiming my family's lost glory. But I still have more stuff to be done, and this is nothing more than a minor inconvenience.
I'm gonna need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Good news, folks. I got a plus 5 to those.
Also got a bless.
Hell yeah.
Okay, and his DC is
I'll go ahead and add my
24.
plus advance. Yeah,
Go ahead and type to GM. Make sure it's just to me and to chat who your family is and what their position is for them to have something so important. Because that's exactly what he just looked into your brain to find out.
I see. So when I'm typing to a GM, do I just do like /GM and then type?
It should be the little thing above the chat window. If I'm not mistaken, the little shit. Maybe not. Maybe
Yeah, those are just languages. I could type it in a language because nobody here knows Abyssal.
That's perfect. Oh no, Yuan-Ti knows Abyssal.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I know Abyssal.
How about
I won't look.
How about Infernal?
Nobody knows Infernal.
Let's go. Okay. Prepare for my rapid typing. Let me make sure I'm spelling that name correctly because I wrote it down in a very specific way. Ah, yes, here we go. I will pronounce it for you as well. Probably not on stream because that would give things away, I think. But
You do have advantage on that check, by the way, if you would like to. Yeah,
Remake
that's
it.
right. Wolfie actually gave you advantage on that check.
Oh, okay.
17 is still not.
I don't think so.
Or well, the total of that would be 22. Unlucky. Continue, please. Thank you, though, Wolfie. Good effort.
Appreciate you. That's cool looking.
That is a really awesome feature of this.
He says out loud, "Speak. How is this true?"
Well, it was a long time ago before the elves ruined and molested the lands with their claims to things that weren't theirs. Of course, my father was one of the original owners of, well, where you stand in this very city, your own territory here. I just wanted that. Because it is mine.
The princess and the dragon share a look, and he nods. Blackwood is an ancient city. Your father, who is he?
My father is an heir to power that he never got to see. One of my ancestors owned land here. My father, wasn't as, bountiful in his powers and prowess. I'm simply living his dream vicariously. And I've reclaimed the family artifact. I will tell you this, as it wasn't yours, nor was it the Baron's. It is mine.
I'm gonna need a persuasion check.
Oh boy, I got a +2 to that. Let's go, baby. Let's see. Persuasion.
A 21.
Seems good. Seems good. Right?
They do not possess the artifact we seek presently.
Presently.
Can never be too sure, but this one knows nothing of it.
And you,
Artifacts.
Kanan,
Forgive me.
you say as probably you're just about to make your way up to the door. Kanan, you can hear echoing throughout the room. Do you have this artifact that we seek? The Icon of Sin. If you have it, I'll hear you speak now.
I believe I saw it down in the desk. Can I, is it that orb that was down there?
She wholeheartedly believes that you mean that's what it is, and she smiles. I'm pleased to hear it, Kanan. Go about your way.
Icon of Sin. I sought a familial heart stone. I don't know what this icon is.
Let me see it, she says, and she holds her hand out.
He's sort of like turning his lip up, like, "Well, if you don't see it," and he's gonna hold her, offer his staff to her.
She takes it, and you can see this kind of bluish purple fire begin to like run in traces up your staff, and the lines where it's been like fracturing and breaking because the overwhelming power of your new stone placed into it. You can see that fire leaking into, and when it's all charred after a moment, the staff itself, when she hands it back to you, is cool to the touch. And it's harder than ever. It feels like it's made out of the densest of materials. Like she just transmuted it without a word of spellcraft into adamantium.
Oh. Daddy's got a new rod. I shouldn't have said that. Never mind. God, that sounded better. This is why I do scripted work, folks.
A family channel.
Nah, this is 18 plus all the time.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. Oh boy. Jeez, some of the things I say. Ooh. So, you said it's denser. Is it heavier? Font's kind of.
It is 10 times heavier than it was.
Oh shit. Bond's gonna start doing some push-ups, maybe some Pilates. Bond's was Bond's strength 10 or 8? 8. That's rough. How heavy is this?
So your quarterstaff was like a pound before. It's like 10 pounds now. It's heavy, but like it's unwieldy kind of. But you'll get used to it.
That's all right. I was getting used to it by the end of the dungeon. I just need to relearn it. So.
Consider
He's
this
going
gift. My people's making amends.
A gift. What's the catch?
You will not lay any claim to the rightful heir of Blackwood. I just destroyed your previous employer. Do not make me do it to you.
Very well. As you wish. Now, if I may, I have some important studying to do.
As she looks back to Bellatrix, she smiles and says, "My business with you all is concluded." And I assume that you make your way to the door.
Bond's just going to sort of give like a leisurely bow in his robes, and he's just gonna walk off.
I shall. As long as I don't get killed for it and I'm getting the A-OK from the guards, gonna open the door for them and send them out.
I will like usher you guys out since it's like clear that she wants y'all to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Bond's gonna walk up to Astral and very passive-aggressively snatch the book from. Give me that back.
You know you do. No. That's in my robes. I'm not taking it out. I'm not wearing it on my person. I actually try to be stealthy.
Give me.
And I didn't even tell you I snatched it off of you. I'm not even sure you've noticed yet, Mr. Staring Down the Dragon.
You all quickly make your exit.
Yes.
Yeah, hightail it.
As Zarn opens the door, a chill runs through the air. And just as you begin to all make your way out, you can see it, Zarn, on the opposite end of the room. A tall, lithe man. And he begins striding straight for Princess Quilana.
Y'all, we need to get the fuck out of here.
She's got this. We're good. I hope.
You pray.
No, like we got us to go.
Oh, one in there. Oh, yo. Buddy, how'd you animate that? That is
Fantasy
cool.
Grounds. Fantasy Grounds.
Cool. Good.
The water.
That water looks lovely, mate.
Thanks, dude.
Well, that is really pretty.
That does look really cool, damn. I wish my camera wasn't messing. Just looked over to see me going into the matrix. That is cool as shit.
As soon as Fantasy Grounds responds, I would love to see it. Oh, there we go. Nice.
Camera, please. Settle. Oh.
So as you make your way to the opposite end of the bridge that you used to enter, I need perception checks from everyone.
Oh crap, the perception.
Okay.
Dice Tower, babe. Dice Tower, babe.
Wamp.
You have a question? Nelly has a question.
Just to the DM.
Oh, she has a question just to the DM.
Oh. How can I kill Vaughn?
Does Vaughn swim, and can I push him over the edge?
What is the airspeed of an unladen Vaughn?
I was trying to save you, Vaughn, but we almost died together.
You two.
I don't even know who you are!
You two made out like bandits. I was genuinely worried we were gonna have to recover you with a dustpan at the end of this. So.
It could have been worse.
That was weird.
Really creepy.
Ah, okay.
I'm coming back, don't worry.
She had lore questions. Oh, sorry, my mic is muted. She had lore questions because she made Princess Quilana in the previous campaign.
Nice. Oh.
That wasn't her character. That was her character's daughter.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of weird being on the other side. Like, my own character's trying to kill me.
Oh, God.
So, you're going to get to the boat, right?
Yeah, I kind of figured we... Well, I figure, like... Well, the whole point of the boat was for us to, like, the raft was if we need to escape quickly and discreetly. If they're letting us leave the old-fashioned way, it might be smarter to just go the old-fashioned way, just leave the boat, whatever. Some poor smuck fishes it out of the water. It cost me like maybe only a couple gold. I'm willing to part with that.
Okay.
Also, getting to it requires probably go back into the castle on top of the ramparts and then go down a rope. So
No, I put the boat on the bridge because that's where I thought you put it.
Oh.
That's fine though. So as you
okay,
begin making your way across the bridge, what were the results of those perception rolls? Nobody sees it. Okay.
Oh, great.
I'm gonna say that you probably all kept mostly kept pace with each other as you move.
How many folks are around, by the way? Like, broadly speaking, in this area?
How many folks are around in this area? Currently, nobody. There were guards as you made your way onto the bridge that said, if you're leaving, you can't come back because it's getting late and they're beginning to shut down for the evening. You can see that there's guards on the opposite end of the bridge, but it looks to you like they're kind of vacating. And when you turn around, so are the guards on the opposite end of the bridge. And Ashwell, do you remember your last downtime when you were ripping off nobles? And I told you that it felt like you were being watched one time.
Yeah.
You get that
remember
feeling again. And I need everybody to go ahead and roll into initiatives for me.
Oh, no.
We need to go.
Did the food give me health back?
No.
Oh, boy. Glad you got the cane, Wolf. Well done. Enjoy your food.
What was your check, Kanan? 18? Okay, good.
Oh, I can't see the rolls.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't see the rolls on there.
Oops. Where'd he go? Oh no. Oh no, that's not right. The Ouroboros has since dispelled. With nowhere to go, he basically unleashed. But it also was a long run on the way back, and at one point he probably gave you some kind of boost to help you along, Vaughn. Hey, Arrows, good to see you, buddy. So...
Like how it has that health bars on the right side.
It.
Okay.
Okay.
And I believe I was given a blast earlier. Hey, look at that! That's fantastic.
Oh, no.
Can I shield?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. A bless to boost an attack roll. Oof.
You could, but it wouldn't make a difference. Like, is what I'm saying. A 25 still hits your 25 armor class. That was supposed to actually... Okay, I'll just do another one. Okay. You can hear the sound of metal sliding through plate, and suddenly Zarn stops walking. You are all trying to play it cool? So it's not until you turn around and look that you see venom positively dripping out of Zarn's mouth and eyes and his little slits of nostrils, because his plate helmet has been lifted, and behind him is a lithe creature. It looks like it's made of flesh and metal, and the blades that serve as its arms inject more and more of this into your friend, who immediately fails 3 death saving throws and dies.
Oh, crap.
Rip y'all.
That looks bad.
This is 18 plus, right?
What's that? Yeah.
This is 18 plus. Fuck.
Well, Zarn is immune to venom, though.
Normally he is, yeah.
That's our cue to fucking run.
Amigo.
So Kanan, it's your turn. What do you do, bud?
No. She failed all the... She's dead forever. Or he's dead forever.
He used the rest of his attack rolls to make sure that he killed her. Him.
Oh, damn it. Alright, Kanan jumps onto the boat.
Kanan books it for the boat and makes it... that is not where the boat is. The boat is on the opposite end.
Oh.
It'd be really funny if, like, in character, they the wrong side. I'm out of here. Wrong way. Fuck you. I'm going here anyway.
Can the metal armor swim? I don't know. I can.
Darvin cries out, and he yells for you to help him, Ashwell.
Oh, do we fight?
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Do I recognize this thing whatsoever? Is there anything I've ever encountered anything like it? I'm not using an action for this. If I can't take more than a quarter second to identify this thing, I'm not gonna bother.
You've never heard of anything like this in your life.
We run, and that's literally what he says. We run. And he's going to draw his bow, fire, and no, he's not. He's just gonna run. He's just gonna dash twice as fast as possible towards the boat.
Okay, so Kanan, you know the boat's over here, bud.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, it's hidden in the weeds.
I just saw it, damn it. Okay.
It's well hidden.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even spot it until now. Wow, that's a really awesome little thing. Thank you.
I tried to pay homage to what you told me.
Oh, I am doing one thing I did want to mention. I still have superiority dice, so I'm going to take the evasive footwork, maneuver, which is where I gain, I think it's a D8 AC while I'm moving this turn. So, and I will be doing that until we're the hell out of here. So I'll roll that in here. I don't know what the result was, but you do.
So that's a bonus to your armor class, you said?
Yes.
Okay, it's
I
a
have
plus
3
1.
left.
You can roll those for yourself so you know what those are in those situations.
Oh, plus
Because I won't be able to remember.
Alright, cool. Nice.
Okay. Zarn? Well, that should already be a failed one. That should be 3 failed. I don't know why it's like that. Boop, boop, boop. Vaunt.
Yep. Well, Bond didn't know about no damn boat, like he didn't know about no damn ring. So he's gonna assume that those two are heading in the right direction, wherever that might be. So let's see if I'm just gonna use the dash action.
Aw, I didn't mean to make you cry, Jihan. I'm sorry.
Zard.
There is a bolt coming straight at you, Vaunt. Do you shield?
Oh, yeah, I will shield.
So a contraption springs up out of this creature's shoulder and launches a bolt of searing radiance straight at Vaunt. Does a 19 break your shield?
Let's see. So another 15. No.
Woo! So it goes like straight in, like through the ward until it's like right in front of your face, and like both of your eyes like focus on it for a moment. And it's going to begin walking your way.
Gotta get that boat moving, muchacho.
Kanan.
Alright. I make my way down and I start the engine.
You jump onto the boat and begin getting it ready to push it off the wall and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Ashwell?
Hey, probably can't swim, right?
It'd be kind of hard with your arm.
It's made out of metal, right? Else it'd just sink.
Heshwell's doing the same. He's leaping into the boat, and he is, as he's getting in, slashing the ropes to start pushing off. So hopefully Vaunt makes, like, jumps across, because we're going, like, yesterday.
Vaunt?
He'll again use the superiority dice for that.
Well, Vaunt is a wizard. He doesn't jump very good, but I don't think this is that big of a jump, in due fairness.
It's about 15 foot down, but the water's going to cushion your fall, so you wouldn't take damage from it. Unless you just land wrong and, like, pitifully fail your save.
Let's just jump.
Give us a acrobatics check, please.
Well, my catchphrase. I have a +2 in that.
Yeah, no problem. The boat cushions your fall, and the water displaces your momentum safely. We can see Umok leaping off of the side of the bridge, just straight into the water, and begins alligator swimming on through. And Darvin, crying out in sheer emotional agony, leaps down into the boat behind you, knowing that if he stays, he's fucking dead, and he's not going to be any good to anybody if he's fucking dead.
Whoosh.
He makes his way up to the side, and you see someone next to him. I need to roll initiative for her. And she approaches from the side as well. The woman from before. And he's going to take one more shot. Who are we going to shoot this at? I guess the wizard.
Damn it.
Yeah, okay. Fuck.
Okay, you're right. I'll roll a d3 to be fair.
I mean, I still have it at my shield, so it's not that big of a deal, I think. Well, no, I don't. That's right. I used that.
Okay, so let's go. Who wants to be 1 through 2, 3 through 4, and 5 through 6?
Be 3 through 4.
We'll be one.
Oh,
Or-
go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do one. Yeah, go ahead.
So Vaunt, you're 5 and 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Guess so. I'll roll high.
Does a
Okay.
24 break your shield?
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's alright. I got plenty of health. Said the wizard. Shit.
We'll see. Those are some big dice.
I shouldn't have had haste for a while.
Oh, thank God for that.
Oh, I only took 6 damage.
No, not quite.
Oh, I saw a bunch of fucking dice. Alright.
Yep.
Oof.
Yep.
You get hit with the same arrow, or the same venom, rather, that just got sent through Vaunt, and the area immediately begins dying. It begins necrotizing, and as Kanan and Ashwell begin rowing away as quickly as they can, Darvin immediately begins treating the wound with magic to neutralize the venom. He does what he can to stabilize you, casting Spare the Dying on you to keep you from dying the death, but you are currently at 0 hit points, unstable.
Oh no.
Kanan, what do you do? I assume row, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my athletic.
Okay.
Or was it my what is it? Acrobatics?
I think it'd be more athletics, but
Oh, okay. Athletic.
Advantage, one roll.
oh, nice.
Crabs.
Oh, nice.
Oh, me.
Yeah, love to see it.
Oh, for me.
For Bella if she needs it. Oh, come on.
You ass.
Thanks, Trebs.
Grabs, why?
You bad.
Was one character death not enough for today? I know the answer to that, of course.
No. You got a 6.
Who, me?
Yeah, so it's not going to be any farther than half your movement speed for this round, unfortunately. So you're going as hard as you can, and you get about 15 feet off of the side.
Oh, crap.
Then we get to Ashwell.
I'm rowing, and while I am, I'm going to shout to our lizard friend, our lizard man friend, to get over here, grab the boat, and pull us. Because he's a stronger swimmer than the rest of us are probably rowers. And I'm going to have Ashwell go as hard as he can into rowing. And I will use the bless and the advantage I have that I have not used yet. Because good God, I'm gonna need it. So, what would you say? Athletics, I'd assume?
Yep.
Okay. Come on. And then the bless.
Fantastic. So you very rapidly begin pushing away, and you can get your whole movement speed added onto that. So you are disappearing off the map. However, you are still within range for Bellatrix to get to do one thing before you leave, as it is now her turn. And that one thing she's going to do is cast Scorching Ray, but she's not going to cast it on you guys. She's going to instead cast it on the boat, and I'm going to go ahead and use that advantage real quick. Oh, that didn't work the way it was supposed to.
Can I shield the boat?
You do your best to shield the boat, but a 16 beats a 15. You see the boat immediately... Come on, why does it keep doing that? Yeah, immediately begin to catch fire, and she hits the second... She's going to try again, because she's got as many of these as she would really like to. Yeah, I think that it's a bit redundant for me to roll, but after the third success and damage, that damage didn't tell me what the actual roll was. I think it's safe to say the boat is crumbling into cinders, And just as the crocodilian comes up to grab the boat, it breaks and snaps and splinters. And I need us to go into one final skill challenge for the night.
Oh my god. We're never coming back to this castle ever again.
So your boat is breaking. These folks are on the bridge. You need 3 successes before you get any failures, or they're gonna get to just pelt you with shit until you get your 3 successes. So, going from the top of the turn order, Kanan.
I'm gonna swim as far down. So is it 30 feet?
Okay, I imagine you could probably just sink because your weapon's pretty heavy. You could just let all the air out of your lungs because you don't need to breathe, and just begin to rapidly sink.
By drabs.
We'll go down to the depths and walk around.
Kanan is safe, completely safe. Temperance, this is one of those situations where, hey man, that's fucking awesome that you have that. You and your son are, for all intents and purposes, able to breathe underwater. I mean, he can breathe underwater, you don't need to breathe. Kanan sinks down to the bottom using her scythe as a weight and safely begins traipsing. Where do you go?
I go back to the hideout.
Okay.
I guess that would be it.
Ashwell.
So, did the lizard folk go with her?
Uh-huh. It's his mama.
We have an unconscious wizard, and despite the fact that I am technically evil, I am still personally, strangely attached to you because there's some weird little spark of interest I have in you, and I'd rather not see you dead because I already lost the only other person in this party that I would consider a friend. I'll process that grief later. Right now, you might live, so I'm gonna grab him, hold his nose, and I'm gonna try to dive us under and try to swim as far as I can. And since the boat was covered in brambles and leaves and crap like that, even after the boat has fallen apart, I'm hoping I can dive under and come up under one of those and just use it to sort of float away. So I'm going to attempt a skill check.
Stealth.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the hope. Okay. Oh god.
One last bane, Dreb says.
Yep, I mentioned that earlier.
Sorry,
Alright.
I was thinking more about what you just said. I already forgot about that part.
No, it's okay. So that's a D20 plus minus a D6, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And I already used my everything on this. Come on. And I leave you to roll the bane.
What's your bonus to stealth?
Bonus to stealth is +9.
So you got a...
I give myself unto gods.
That is a pass. Yeah, that's a 19.
Oh.
After bane, that's a 19. You very quickly begin shuffling yourselves under, and I assume you wait under the bridge or something?
So remember the way I said that as the whole point of the boat was that the raft was covered in like vines and leaves and bushes and a bunch of detritus. So they would just look like it was debris. Even though the boat burnt up, I'm assuming some bits of that detritus, like even if it's just big enough to cover me and just like cover our heads as we poke up underneath it, Ashwell is just going to dive under the water, get deep enough where he can't be seen, and come up underneath one of those bushes and just sort of use it to cover our retreat as we float on the surface, just gently away. Hopefully not being seen. That was kind of the goal.
So I am going to need one more successful skill check from you, buddy. And Vaunt is unconscious. So,
Yep.
What are you
Yep,
going to use to get you guys out of here? Strength athletics sounds most feasible to me, but I'm open to suggestions.
Okay. Yeah, I think strength athletics has to be it. It's either athletics or it's... I don't think acrobatics will work under this circumstance. Would it be fair for me to use acrobatics to represent just like trying to maintain my endurance while we're floating away? Or would that be more of an athletics thing?
That would either be an athletics or a constitution.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just take athletics. Come on, man, come on. Please, 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 please. I don't want to drown. Especially not to fucking metal death here.
You are going to
Why-
get one round
why
going
the
against
D6?
you because I got Bane.
Ah. I thought I got baned already.
Yeah, it gives me 4. It gives me 1 for each person. Just like Bless gives one for each of you guys. Bane gives, yeah.
You can no longer say. Vaughn, that this one has been pissing on you.
Well, do your best to save your master. That's all I can say.
I can let you drown. Oh God, what's the word, bird?
I'm gonna make her make a perception check to see if she can see you, if she can break your stealth before she can target you with anything. Where's the fuck is perception? She cannot find you. I still need 1 check.
Fuck off, lady. Okay. Jesus. I'm just gonna.
Your
use
legs begin to
perception.
burn, and your lungs are burning too, with just the exertion of everything that you've dealt with today. And now you're swimming in armor, and it's heavy, and you're carrying a whole other person, and oh god, can this be over yet?
No, seriously. So you don't need to make me feel. I know exactly how I feel right now. I'm going to use perception to see if I can't spot any of the burning logs nearby, and maybe discreetly pull it closer so that I don't have to bear the weight of 2 whole ass people.
Okay.
And use that to sort of drift together with them so I can rest. I'm taking all your money, by the way, for all this. You owe me. All y'all owe me. This whole place is mine now, as far as I'm concerned. Perception check.
Joke's on you. I don't have any money.
It's me not dying enough for you.
You have to take
my money too.
I mean, in fairness, your money is probably back there, so your money is yours to keep, unfortunately. Also, I would have preferred to have you because you were fun, and I don't know what my role was.
Aw. Thank you.
Welcome. I like Sarge.
You find floating pieces of wood, and you put your buddy on them, and you pull some of this detritus over you, and after hours of you drifting silently and staying as motionless as possible, you wash up on the shore near the commons quarters in the city of Blackwood. And I think that's where we're going to go to a break. Take our final break for the night.
Good evening.
Don't forget, for whatever reason, it's not acting right, and they can still hear us. So, see you guys in just a minute.
Alright.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Take your time.
Something tells me that this webcam isn't any good because the driver date on it is 2006. So,
Yeah, it really might be the webcam.
yeah, because I have USB 3 on this entire system, and it's a USB 2. I know it's
That'll
supposed to be
do it.
backwards compatible, but
I mean, it is, but like the problem oftentimes is it might be backwards compatible, but it's still a higher quality system interacting with a lower quality system. And in my experience, even when it's compatible, it's still gonna make every error and problem pop up. That's how it always seems to be with that kind of.
I'm looking for a driver's, but I don't feel like there is one.
I am so sorry, man.
That's okay.
I am so sorry.
buy a new one. That's
Makes
okay.
Makes you feel better. The one I use is a Logitech. Works fine.
That's good enough. Yeah, I just need a more modern webcam. I've had this thing for a while now.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine, but I don't know. It served its purpose.
Want to give Beans a hug. Feel so bad. This is my first. By the way, full disclosure. In fact, I can't really say that because I don't know how this is going to play out. This is my first actual character death of a party.
Oh, like witnessing somebody die?
Yeah, I've actually had one other person die, but we revivified her later
Oh.
because we managed to kill everyone else and take her body elsewhere.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, no, Zarn is, unless someone casts, revivify on stream or something.
We don't have a cleric.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Drabs, is being very nice, to some of us, but I don't think Drabs is gonna do that today. Seriously, the relentless Drabs is. Love you, Drabs, if you're hearing this, if it somehow still has audio coming through.
Yeah, I got the Luca look today. Yeah, 1 HP from the start to the end.
Oh my god. You were freaking Dark Soulsing this. Oh my god.
Need to get a camera like ASAP. Fast delivery Tuesday. Damn it.
Hey, try Logitech. They're pretty good.
Yeah. I mentioned that to him earlier.
But I need something like preferably by Monday.
They're a bit cheaper too than whatever streamers use now.
Yeah, they do fine. Basically anything with the 1080 is good. Anything over that is beyond overkill for the average person watching a stream.
Yeah. I went to Best Buy. I went to Best Buy and they're like $100 for the good one.
I think I got this Logitech for like 70, 60. Wasn't too terrible. You hanging in there?
All right.
I can't believe this happened.
I have to get a cheaper one. Logitech's a little bit too pricey for me right now.
We're gonna have to start a GoFundMe for Red.
For my webcam. God, I don't want to be that guy. Let's see. Be good. Probably. I'm gonna. So I need to get a new webcam anyway, but I'm gonna reinstall my USB driver to see if that might do something.
Hey, Derek, you need a shirt. You need a shirt that says "I crit on my wife."
This is the second time I've done it.
Murder, death, even.
Damn it, dude. Oh. Can't believe you've done this.
You killed him and now he's dead.
Oh
You
god.
son of a bitch.
Welcome back. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's good. All I was gonna say is, wow, that murder machine is really efficient, and I think we could use one of those eventually. But like, preferably not that one. That one I want to kill personally.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Seriously, this is Hoth base. This whole episode is Hoth base. We blew up the Death Star, we lived home, then the Empire came and kicked our shit in because we could.
Fuck you.
We can probably clone Zarn. Thank you, baby.
We could do something. I liked that guy. That guy was awesome.
He has the look.
He's just chill, and also the only person in this party I can probably rely on to not shank me when my back is turned for my coin.
Oh, yeah.
So,
We come back in. The party gathered around the familiar table of the guild hall. The Neptera, scratching at the scythe, is the only sound. It curiously until it seems it cuts itself, and then it starts licking at the wound, and then it slurps on the wound until its saliva coagulates it, and then, deposed of a source of blood, it begins nibbling on your ear, Kanan. You can see your son sitting at the table next to you, looking at it, and his eyes furrow with jealousy.
I grab Umok and I say, I missed you too.
Darvin is beside himself. He's stopped the noisy part of his sobbing, and now he's just kind of silently racking. Vaunt, what are you doing? You came to consciousness about an hour ago in like the commons area before when you awoke, one of the footpads told you that the bosses wanted to see you.
Well, I don't really have much of a choice now, do I? He would just ask for directions proper.
Yeah, he would have directed you into the room that you're into now at this point.
He would pop down in a seat, just sort of, if there's arms on these chairs, he would just sort of lounge back and into them, looking a mite prouder than he probably should.
Ashwell, what are you doing?
he's probably actually been standing next to Tarvin, probably has a hand on his shoulder. Like, it's about as close to emotional as he normally gets externally. Kind of like offering quiet pats, like, there, buddy. And he turns up and looks. The sleeper awakes. Feeling all right?
Where's the book?
You're welcome for saving your life. He takes the book and he puts it on the table in front of him. Not close enough for you to reach, but over by him. We gotta talk. He looks at like the whole table. We all gotta talk. Right? This isn't normal for you all, right? He looks at the empty chair down next to him where Zarn used to sit.
Darvin.
Kanan would say, you wouldn't want us to get emotional.
Fair. I'll put aside the fact that out of this entire lot, I liked Zarn more than anyone else here. And I'm gonna put aside the fact that Zarn's death now leaves, for the moment, an irreparable hole in our ability to operate. Because I can't take all the knives meant for you all. And he includes you, by the way, Vaunt, when he looks over at you. By the way, I think it's safe to say we might have an opening if you're interested.
So what? Bunch of gallant thieves?
Yeah, no. Less that. But probably a mite more easy to survive with us than, well, with whatever that lady's got chasing after you now.
You're marked for death now. I say we get our vengeance.
Vengeance is a terrible and dangerous route, unless you are willing to spend years planning it out. And I've already enacted mine.
The
It can
plan's
also
ready.
be lucrative.
Okay.
There's a knocking at the door.
Come in.
In walks the female Yuan-Ti that had been basically serving as Zarn's, I guess, priest, for lack of a better term. And, well, Zarn? Your friends are all looking pretty fucking down. The woman that I'm referring to has an amulet sitting on her chest. It's the same exact well, not replica, but it's a mirror to the one that Zarn was handed before you delved into the depths of Vandrayan. The runes on it are burning brightly. And having been recently reincarnated into a different form, one quite similar to before, the consciousness of Zarn has ascended and taken its natural evolution, as all Yuan-Ti do at the time of their death, moved to its new female host body. The two consciousnesses merged into one.
Surprise wenches, I lived.
Oh, I'm back.
Kanan smirks. Take a seat.
Zarn's gonna walk in and take a seat and kind of look at you guys like, why are you looking at me like that?
You don't know how happy I am to see you. You absolute maniac. Could you have cut that any closer?
They have had a previous run-in with the people who took me out, so that was a little personal.
Darvin is staring in disbelief, and his jaw is just hanging open as he... Master... And he immediately begins crying again.
It's Lady Zar now.
Yes? Lady Zar... he says, trying not to look at you for too long.
There's Darvin. Everything's just the same. I'm just way hotter now, which I didn't think was possible.
So we just come back from the dead now, I suppose.
I did at least.
I don't have such a lucky catch-all.
You're a bit mundane.
I think I just get the one, but it definitely came in handy.
Good. You're right, I am. Mundane enough to save your drowning ass. You're welcome, by the way. Again.
Thank you.
The amulet, having finished run its course, ceases its magic and turns to dust.
So what do we do now? Book? Can't use.
We summon Ethel.
Alright.
Do you know how to do that? Because I don't think I do.
Well, it's she has like a, what is it, that the bell thing?
Yep. No.
No.
I don't know what bell you're talking about. Are you talking about a bell that I should know about?
No, she said that she gave us a device to contact her, right?
That does sound familiar. Was it a bell?
I think it is, yeah. I think that was last episode before. That was the episode before last, before we went down into the dark. She gave us something to contact her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that does sound familiar. I do remember her giving something to contact you. I just couldn't remember if it was a bell or not.
We forgot about that too.
Jihan didn't forget.
Jihan saving the day.
It's time for the payday.
Yes, it is.
You ring the bell, and for a moment, nothing happens. But then the door knocks just a few seconds later, and 2 knights open the door, and Ethel strides in the same cloak she was wearing.
It would have been funny if you're like, and Son walks in again.
Wearing
saw a Star Trek episode like that.
wearing the same cloak that she was wearing when you saw her last, but a few hours ago. Well, I suggest, or no, I'm sorry, not I suggest. She says, I take it that your mission was a success.
Kanan gives her a flat look.
She looks to the book on the table.
Yeah.
Fair.
You said something. She looks to you.
Yeah, it's right there. We did our job. Hope we're going to be compensated for effort made, especially considering how that ending turned out.
She immediately puts her hand on the book, grabs it, and then walks towards the door. The knights open the doors for her once more, and she says, "We will be in touch." And Kanan, tell your queen that the signet forgives past transgressions. Love is love, after all, and as the saying goes, all is fair in love and war. And she leaves. The doors close behind her.
Wait. We weren't doing that for coin?
Zarn
looks at Kanan, who's the one who set this whole thing up. Is that true? I was under the impression we were doing this for something.
Well, we are getting something out of this.
Which is?
Do you recall the time we first came to Blackwood and we were attacked by the vampire people?
Vaguely, we've been attacked by a lot of things.
Yeah, so it's the reason why we needed to, I guess, break the seal on the Swan lady to take care of that problem, because I'm guessing that scene on the bridge was another one of those attacks.
Is there money in that?
Basically, we're marked for death in this town.
Sorry, go ahead.
So we're allied with the Swan lady, basically, against this menace.
So this was an alliance then?
Sounds like it. I forgot all the details. I wasn't there. I mean, Natalie was here, but Zarn wasn't there when Kana negotiated that.
So before you came, Ashwell, we were attacked in our hideout, and then I'll pull up my sleeve and show him my hand.
That's where you got that from. Okay, I was gonna ask, but I didn't want to be rude about it, and it seemed in poor taste to ask about the source of that prosthetic. So, okay. Well, I'm glad to know we're hopefully not gonna have to deal with the walls being blown in. We need help. Genuinely. We can't do that again, like, by the seat of our pants. If we're gonna do something like that, we need support.
And if you guys require a reward, I'm gonna pull out the black box. See if you can open this.
Which black box?
The one that we couldn't open before.
Okay.
Where's it at? Is it in my inventory?
I know Zarn can't open it. It's not stealthy or handy.
Mind if I take a look?
So, maybe it's on the party sheet.
We might have left it in this room, to be honest.
That does... Is this the same box that I absconded with before from the caravan, or is this something else?
It's the same.
Same
Okay.
black box.
I think we did leave it here. In this
Yes, you
room, as
did.
I recall.
You did. So, where do you recover it from? Where did you hide it?
It was over here somewhere. Let's see.
I'm gonna walk over. The floor is stone, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stand up, walk a little over toward. Yeah, I was gonna say over there. It's probably unlike one of the stone bricks or something. Like literally lift a brick up and it's just under there.
You withdraw this smooth bloodstone box. It's engraved with all these infernal runes all over. So many runes that the placement of the runes themselves make runes. And the air gets a bit hotter as you place it on the table in front of you.
I place on the table in front of Vaughn.
What the fuck is Vaughn gonna do with it? He's not even sure what's going on. He's just been sitting there with his arms crossed and a big headache.
Right. No, I know. He's gonna place it in front of Vaughn, and since he's sitting next to him, turn to him. All right. Last I tried, I couldn't open this thing. If you open it, whatever's inside, you can have my portion.
What if I want all of it?
I can't speak for Zarn. He looks over to Zarn.
I'm sorry, I was writing notes. What was the question?
He wants all of it. I offered him my share of whatever might be in the box.
Oh, Font wants all of it?
Yes.
Well,
And I said I
through the
can't.
hard... we went through the hard effort of getting that box, so I will concede to giving you a larger portion, but I would like a share of it.
Well, you did nearly get me killed. Twice, thrice over, so I think that's only fair recompense for the damages.
I did save your life, however, once.
You
Still
can't
free
prove
of
that,
charge.
though. I was unconscious.
You're the only person here that doesn't see me dragging your ass in. Would you like to ask literally any one of the 12 guards I walked past, dragging your sopping wet corpse? Which, by the way, you're heavier than you look. So it was not easy, for the record. I'm used to killing dead men, moving them 5 feet, and then pushing them over. Carrying one through a city, waterlogged, is not easy. Not to mention with an adamantine staff, which I was kind enough to bring, instead of letting float. I know it's, someone else. Still. Point is...
Lady Darvin, where's your armor?
It didn't quite fit me anymore.
And your rod?
I still have that, don't I?
Those bastards took my rod. Now we really have a few going on.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna need
part of that treasure.
Plus you're getting
the codex, right? So
Yes, my book, of course.
That's
pretty good treasure.
The book that is rightfully mine, of course.
You
might not have gotten your family heirloom thingy if we hadn't been there to help you. So,
Well, you sort of just got in the way.
Isn't the real treasure the friends you've made along the way anyway?
You're my friend?
Yes?
I don't have friends. You need to understand that. I have colleagues and co-workers.
You also don't have all of the treasure. I'm taking my part.
You can hear a growling over your shoulder, Vaunt, and before you know it, Umok is like standing right next to you and just like deadpan eyeing you, looking directly at you. This sound that he makes, and he shoves a file into your chest.
Like a metal file, like.
No, a file like a filter, like a.
Oh, like a pH file. Okay.
Yes, PHIAL.
He's gonna hold it between his fingers and look at it.
In Draconic, he says, "For the venom." He handed you an antitoxin.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. I believe that this is a proper transaction now. Now I shall begin. Please,
As he
silence.
walks his way back to his chair, he mutters, "Friends."
Strong word, but
That's what I tried to say.
that's a strong word, I think. But if that is what you choose to use or refer to me as, don't do it in public.
Companions. Is that better?
Colleague. Here, even.
I can call you business partner. That'll work for me.
That's perfect. Vague enough to where I don't have to associate you with you beyond the job. Now, let's see what's inside. Can I roll an Arcana check?
Yes.
Ah. Can't wait till I roll a natural one. Break my fucking fingernail.
You begin looking over the runes, and as I said, there's so many of them that it's like the runes themselves make additional runes. These bindings, there's 7 of them. One is the seal of a city in hell. And then the one in the very center, the largest of the seals, for the city in the very center of it, the 7th city of hell, the bottom, Asmodeus's city. The name has been lost to time. It has been septagrammically warded, the breaking of which wards would require a potent ritual that you could do if you had the time and the funds for preparation, which you might be able to do if you get creative with how you interact throughout the city. That being said, when you break this, they're going to know. Asmodeus.
Just casually
On
name
second-
dropping a god. You know.
Oh, okay. Alright.
On second thought, maybe we don't open the box.
No, we shouldn't. But you should let me keep it for safety.
I'm okay with this.
I'm okay with this.
Excellent. I'm gonna put it away. Like,
Sounds like
come
fair
on.
payment to me.
They don't know it, but I'm gonna open it.
It'll be all on you, Chief. All on you.
Yep.
Yeah. When the hell's
Oh,
come
Vaughn?
and knocking, I'm out.
Yeah, we don't
No,
know that
we don't know that guy.
We have nothing.
We have nothing to do with this.
Hey, do I still have my gold from when I sold the robe?
Uh-huh.
How much is that?
Should be on the party sheet.
Or sheet?
Oh yeah, that's right. We actually.
Kanan, are you gonna try and fund him opening the box?
No, I'm gonna. I'll give Asheville 1,000 gold pieces for his work today.
We
Fantastic.
womp him.
Where's my cut?
Oh, I turned to Vaughn. I don't think we've been properly introduced yet.
Bonds.
I'm Kanan.
It's a pleasure to meet you, strange creature.
So do we have your? Well, do you plan on working with us?
Well, I suppose as long as you don't get in the way of my plans and give me a place to study, funding, and in exchange for my expertise, I think we can have a bit of an understanding.
You are marked for death now.
Well, as are the rest of you.
All right, I give him.
That on me.
I'll
Since
give him
you've anchored me to
1,000
this
gold pieces to.
There's a clang on the table over Kanan's shoulder, and the Niptera drops something that was tucked away in Kanan's backpack.
What have you been hiding, Kanan?
Oh,
There's a circlet of platinum set with these deep violet gemstones, and at the crest of it is a 5-headed hydra, the crown of Vandrean. And the Niptera begins tucking away at your ear again, looking for food.
oh, crap. I'll go get some. What is that blood called?
Blood pudding.
Blood
The bug-
pudding?
The bugbear blood.
No.
Oh,
You're just going straight for blood.
Whoever touches the crown first is getting the effect from the card. Who's
I
getting
have
it?
Had plenty of magic today in my life. One of y'all.
Should I grab it?
It's up to you guys to discuss it. I don't care.
That's on you, bud. I got my book. I'm happy.
I'm torn. I'm kind of curious, but I'm also scared.
You did recently lose something. It wouldn't be wrong. It wouldn't be terrible for you to get this, considering one of your magical things is now in the hands of your murderers. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I have no armor and only 10 gold.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
We
could do a roll off if you want to.
It's y'all's call.
I don't know. I'm fine with that if we can't decide.
Gian? Do you want to roll off?
No, she can get it if she wants it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Positive? I don't want to just take it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, I'm gonna, very warily pick up the crown and hope for the best.
When you put your hands to it, you can hear this voice in the back of your head calling through space and time. This deep, shadowy voice, like ancient bone and muscle and sinew, stretching against corporeality to make noise. You are weighed in the balance and found wanting.
That doesn't sound good. He's like, you can have a crown back, Kanan.
Roll a D4 for me.
Wish me luck, y'all. I have no idea what's gonna happen. You want me to do it as a trait? There's nothing.
Your alignment is now lawful evil. And if you do not act with your alignment, you get a -1 to all your rolls.
Fuck all you guys. I don't know.
You can feel deep within the confines of your mind an eye, like in the reptilian part of your reptilian brain, flick open and begin watching you, Zarn.
I was like, wait a second. All this time that I've been doing good, bad things have been happening to me. So now I'm gonna be bad.
Checks out.
Right. That is not what I was hoping for, but I will roll with it.
Could have been worse.
Could it have?
Could it have?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm honestly asking, because that seems bad.
I know one of the cards can transport you to an alternate reality, so it could have been worse.
Fair.
You'll find out later.
So I'm wondering if I had gotten a different number, could it have potentially been a good thing?
You got the best result between lawful, neutral, or chaotic evil.
Wait, I'm lawful evil though?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Better than chaotic.
I mean, that's probably true.
Better for us, at least, anyway.
You can feel the presence of something else in the recesses of your mind, Zarn. And it's quiet, but it's watching. Waiting. The crown, however, is hewn from platinum and perfectly crafted.
I'm just gonna put that on.
The magic that was left in it has just been imparted to you. However, you imagine that you could probably sell it for a pretty good price.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear it for a little bit, and then I'll sell it.
Okay. Alright, guys. Well, I don't want to rush through our downtime activities, so I think that I will let you guys do anything that y'all wanted to do in character, any conversations y'all wanted to have, any questions that you had for the last, 30 minutes. If we don't take 30 minutes, then that's totally fine.
Alright. Awesome. Okay. So, after this, 1, sleep time. Step 2,
Level up.
Definitely level up, yep. Definitely level up.
And step 3, I have some personnel to interview.
Okay. So that definitely sounds like something to do in your downtime. Because like I said, I don't really want to rush through it. So we can go ahead and just start getting the framework for that set up. What do you do to start getting people to interview?
So the Thieves Guild has how many folks in it? Like, do we have a large number of active thieves in the guild at the moment, or at least a moderate size?
So you have more people dedicated to protection shit, so going around and shaking businesses down for protection, than you do actually like footpads. The footpads themselves, the people that are actually like the sticky fingers, as we call them, you have about 4 of right now. And one of them, when you ask about, hasn't reported back in like 2 weeks.
I think it's time for me to go find us a couple more purse snatchers and cutthroats and see if I can't find some help. So if I need to, I will sort of dip my toe in the underworld, see if I can't find some folks willing to work for a little bit of coin, and maybe for the promise of something more meaningful with time.
Okay. Yeah. So you begin to put your feelers out. Let's see. Without getting into actual downtime activities where we're making rolls for things like that, I'll say that you meet. You make a contact in the underworld. Somebody that looks for talent because you already work with him. His name is Vincent. He is very well tuned in with like all the skullduggery and stuff that goes on. He works down at the stable, or not the stables, I'm sorry, at the guard shack, basically doing ledgers and taking stock of things coming in and out of the city. And him setting up Kanan and another girl named Kyra were originally how they got acquainted. And since Kanan spared his life, he works for y'all now.
Nice. All right. Well, to keep it brief, Ashwell, when he meets him, is going to say something along the lines of, I've heard you do good work, find good people. He's going to take a satchel, he's going to put 5 platinum in it. 1 of those is for you, 4 of those are for the people you're going to hire. Get me the best you can find. There'll be more than that coming.
He's like definitely gives you that like, well, goddamn kind of face, and goes about doing it. So 5 platinum is what, 500 gold? Or
500 gold, yeah. I'm dunking 500 of my own wealth into this.
Damn.
What's the point of having money if you're not going to spend it on the things you want to do?
That's true. That's a very good point. So you give him the 5 platinum, and he goes about setting to work. He will work on things in between this session and the next time we sit down for Covet Syndicate.
Cheers.
Is there anything that anybody else would like to do in the interim time before we go without actually getting into downtime?
Can I run a business?
Yeah, that would be something we could do quickly enough, probably. What are you wanting to do to for the business? To like see how it did over the last season?
Yeah, just like advertising stuff and making it like better than other people. Yeah.
Okay, so you double down on your cover effectively is what you're doing, and making it actually bring in legitimate money.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you start putting the halfling upstairs through his paces, and you probably do you hire on like another personnel for staff or?
I'll ask Fulham if she has a sister.
She says that she doesn't, but she could certainly help upstairs. She is obviously like a far better craftsman with like anything. She can perfectly recreate like pretty much anything.
Sounds good.
Okay, so she goes upstairs and begins teaching Carl some of the designs she ripped off from other foreign nobility, and basically just copy-pasting that. Bringing up the production value a good deal.
We're bootleg manufacturing stuff. I love it.
Vaughn, anything for you?
Well, allow me to blind myself with a browser tab. Jesus. So, Vaughn has this cool spell book that he needs to start sort of, taking literal pages and copying them over. So that's going to cost him a decent amount of money without getting into downtime. So that's one of the primary things he's going to be doing with the said downtime. Beyond that, Vaughn needs a place to stay because he's not really welcome in the castle anymore. So, time to annex some territory. And the people in this tower that I'm looking at don't have much of a fucking choice. They're gonna make a deal with the devil, and they're gonna like it. So,
So how you go about doing that?
well, I'm gonna talk to some less reputable figures and see about sort of. Vaughn's gonna. He's gonna check out a few books on extortion at a local library. Sort of do a little bit of thin research, like, okay, how can I screw these people out of their property? And he's gonna drop some contracts. And because he wants this tower, because like, what's a wizard without a tower? You know what I mean? So he's picking a nice place, just sort of in like a busy part of town. What would a tower be in the middle of town anyway? I'm trying to think.
So if you need, I can pull up the map of Blackwood.
Yes, if you would, that would be great to give me an idea of like what I'm doing here. Excellent. Blackwood. Covet. Thank you. That's not what I meant to do. Let's see. Blackwood. There we go. Oh, it's animated too. Look at that.
Yeah, put clouds on it.
I like cloud. So where are we now in relativity to everything else?
You are in the Great Bazaar District.
The Great Bazaar. Ah, excellent. So they're probably used to getting extorted there. So let's just keep up the practice. I see an abandoned tower that has Vaughn's name all over it. I want that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you set up a meeting with the owner, which takes you a little bit longer than you'd like, and I think that that's probably going to be part of the downtime. It's going to take them a while to get back to you.
Yeah. So that's the two things I'm working on: scribing spells into a book, and also I need to buy incense to get my familiar back, and getting my hands on that tower. That is going to be my downtime slew of activities.
Fantastic. Okay, Zarn, what do you do?
I have two things I would like to do. I'm sure that Pullum can help me with the first one, which is locating a buyer for the crown, so I can sell that and hopefully get some more plate mail or plate armor. The second thing I'd like to do is start hunting down the bitches that took my rod. I would like to start basically looking for them and finding out what I can about them, their weaknesses, where they hang out, and then eventually get my rod back.
So how do you go about doing the second thing? The first thing's going to take time and will be part of your downtime activity next session. How do you go about doing the second thing?
Well, I've run into these people before, so I know what they look like. I've got a good description of them, so I'm just gonna start roaming around, asking around about them, hitting up some of the types of bars and places that I think that they would hang out. See if anyone's heard of them and can give me a better lead.
So after a while of searching, you finally come upon somebody who does know something, and what best you can tell, they left town. They have gone back to the Isle of Seer, and they're going to be regrouping because they are looking like hell for something that was lost. That was the whole reason they were here in the first place.
Well, that freaking sucks. I don't think I'm gonna be able to afford another magic weapon right now on top of plate armor, so I'm pretty pissed.
If you ask really nicely, Vaught might help you make one.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be my best option, but I guess I will see how much gold I get from this crown first and go from there.
That's fair.
Okay. Well, as I said, I don't want to cut any of the downtime activities themselves short, so we're going to go ahead and just wait on all the results of that stuff until we play next time, which I can see Natalie's legs shaking, meaning that she's like, no, I want it now.
I know that, bud.
Give my fucking armor back, Derek.
I want my tower.
Sorry, character death sucks, but it happens. And you're very lucky that we planted the seeds for your reincarnation, like, this whole time, so.
Oh my god. Me heart attack over here the whole time.
I was planning on killing Zarn for a while now, and then she was like,
Hey, is there a way I could have Zarn, like, shed his skin and come back as a female? And I was like, how about magically shed their skin?
Power.
That works.
Also, that was the only way that I could think that you guys would probably be able to get out of that situation without at least probably all of you fucking dying. Probably all of you fucking dying. Because that was Drab's divine intervention. And, he made Bellatrix. I made the others to go along with her, and that was fucking scary. So.
You're dead to me, Drabs. I said it in the nicest way possible.
I see you on the street. I'm probably gonna actually give you a high five because you seem like you're pretty cool. But then I'll slap you really hard.
I'll twist your nipple in a way that you won't like, mister. The old purple nurple.
Hell yeah. Drebs is awesome. I love Drebs. Alright, guys. Oh, it's okay. He's gonna fuck me in L5R.
Oh.
He's totally gonna fuck me in L5R. He cast Divine Intervention in that one, and Andy's thinking about what's gonna happen about it, so fuck.
Oh.
With that, thank you so much to everybody for being here for the Return of Covet Syndicate. I have so missed playing with you guys. I love playing all the campaigns, but I love DMing, and I love DMing 5e because I know it the best, and it's just a lot of fun. So thank you guys for joining me. Let's go around the circle. Jihan, what you got going on, buddy?
Oh, I just been working, you know. I had a long vacation and working on the music, you know. Waiting for a Covet to come back, you know.
Hell yeah, dude. We out here. Yeah, we got some cool stuff in the works with music. Yeah, I'm really excited about some stuff that I found out recently, so. I'm going to talk to Gian about that off stream, though, because I don't talk to anybody about my music. Sorry.
You need a vocalist. I got you.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, Ashwell, my boy Omni. How are you doing, Omni?
Oh man, 2021 was brutal, but 2022 is here, and long may 2022 reign until it betrays me like 2021. I am currently, at the moment, cranking out the very last details on the AS Caltrop Core demo. That should be done this week. It should be completely done. I will then be working on the Legacy demo and cramming that bad boy out as soon as humanly possible. So keep an eye out for both of those. One of them is going to be through my friend Red, who we are actually both now co-hosts on a incredibly fun show called Writer's Block, which happens every Thursday at 9 p.m. EST, and also Chip Off the Block on Wednesdays, the recap show from that at 9 p.m. EST. And we are in the process of building a world together with the TTRPG community. So if you're interested in either showing up or in, like, giving suggestions, or just hanging out with us as we build something pretty cool using really just like the most fun collaborative stuff we can do with other creators around the TTRPG sphere. Take a look. It's been a blast so far. Other than that, I look forward to myself returning to streaming sometime later this month. Fingers crossed on that. I would like to start running games and world building again.
Fuck yeah,
so
dude.
Keep an eye out for that, folks. I plan on running Legacy soon.
Woo! Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I know Jihan has been chomping at the bit to give that a try.
So ready to play. So ready to play. I have so many plans for you folks.
Hell yeah. All right, Red, what do you got going on, buddy?
Hey folks, I'm at VA Redemption, and you can normally catch me not glitching out like this all over Twitter. I need a new webcam. Don't worry though, I ordered one. Like Omni was saying here, I do this show. I do 2 shows coming up on. No, I'm sorry, I do 3 shows. I do one with you, Derek. That's right. I do a midnight show. That one's a lot of fun too. So yeah, we do a Wednesday and Thursday show at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then we do one at 1. Are we doing 12:30 or 1?
12:30.
12:30. Okay, so we do one 12:30 on Friday, like midnight, literally like half an hour past midnight, where we that's called World Breakers, where we literally just take a concept that we had that we broadly put down, we break it down to its core, and then build it back up and do some actual like hard world building. So not usually my forte, but Derek's pretty damn good at it, so I'm happy to have him along with me.
It's a blast.
He's definitely carrying me through that show.
Nah, you guys make some cool shit, and then I'm just like, how do I break it? 20 moons!
Oh God!
You take the moon and you make 19 more. But yeah, I do Twitch. I'm a voice actor, so if you ever need my chops for anything, I'm happy to lend them for a decent and reasonable price. I did the ad for this show.
Hey, that was him.
That was me doing this voice.
Yes.
But thank you for having me on, Derek. I just wanted to say that I love being a part of this community. Like, next Saturday is the finale of Call of Cthulhu, and then after that, oh, folks, you're gonna really like what I got in store.
Hell yeah.
I'll give you a hint. It actually still has something to do with Call of Cthulhu, but not really.
But not really at all.
Not really at all. I'm also doing a stream on Monday with Souls Rolls. That is our long-awaited Lancer campaign. That is the first episode.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna be in chat for sure.
I'm so excited. Hopefully I can figure out these freaking camera issues before then, otherwise I'm gonna feel like an adult. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Lancer, because I've been literally waiting months for that. I got a whole costume ready, and if you guys want to see me with a pompadour, that's the show to see it.
Hell yeah.
Pompadour and aviators. But thank you again, Derek, for having me.
Oh, always, man. Love having you guys along, man. You'll make it what it is. I'm really appreciative. Baby, what you got going on?
Really just this campaign, although I am itching to join another one at some point so I can play more often. That'd be pretty awesome. Other than that, you can find me on Twitter. My handle's LedSozoBeans, and I occasionally post art on there. So that's about it.
Hell yeah. So we kind of overpromised and underdelivered on the Niptera. We were supposed to have that out by Christmas so that we could match all the proceeds and give those to the ASPCA. That is still the plan. It's not done yet. I don't like releasing shit until it's perfect, so you say something?
The art is done.
The art is done. We're still waiting on a couple of things. That's really just like kind of on me and getting stuff done so that it's perfect, but I don't like releasing stuff till it's perfect, so we're still going to do the same thing. If anybody was wondering, we're still going to be matching the proceeds and donating that to the ASPCA because we love animals. The Houston SPCA, just in case you're really fucking that concerned about it. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sticking with us. I know that sometimes we get some tech issues, and definitely that happens after any time away. You're always going to have unexpected shit come up. But we appreciate your patience, and we love you guys. Thank you very much for hanging out. Thank you for being a part of the show. And thank you for spending the souls on the soul market. As always, the soul market appreciates your business. I'm going to be playing some PZ off stream tonight. I'm probably going to do a stream tomorrow before Legend of Five Rings, pending on how I'm feeling. I'm not going to promise anything because I have kind of been feeling like shit all day. I really powered through Covet because I'm not going to fucking let people down. But we'll see. I will definitely be there for Legend of Five Rings. Again, I'm not letting anybody down for that. If I'm like fucking sick as shit and I don't understand what's going on, I'll just be all day quilled up. But I will be there. So I will see you guys there at 2 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. For now, we're going to raid into Fabled 42, who is playing some Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you again to everybody for joining us. And man, we love you guys. We'll see y'all next time. Bye. Alright, and we are clear.
Excellent.
Woo.